You are live. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go.
Pew, pew,
Pew,
pew.
pew,
Exactly.
pew.
All of the noises.
Hello and welcome. I'm Christine the Sphinx. We are chit chatting.
Good start. Good
The
start.
shenanigans have already begun.
Shitty, bang, bang. Let's go.
What we gonna do tonight is talk about spoilers and theories for House of the Dragon.
Mhm.
I'm joined by my able-bodied comrades. You guys introduce yourself. Johnny, go for it.
Well, you know what they say, first is the worst and the best is last. So shout out to everybody. I hate every fucking dragon. Not a fan of fucking team. They're just the worst on Team Black. I'm for the Wolves, and I'm waiting on Big Chin Cregan because we're talking about spoilers here. So that motherfucker's going to take 4 years to come down to be the Wolf.
It really is.
That's what I'm waiting on. The size of that chin, man. Give that cunt a card. We'll talk about it. So yeah, Christine, it's been a long time, and humble.
It's been a very long time. It's so good to see you again. You look
Yeah.
different. We're older now. We're so much older now. It's been like
I
7 years since I talked to Johnny.
I can't get away with them bangs now. So
Yeah, you got the bangs. Your bangs are popping. AK, introduce yourself, sis.
Wagwan, AK here, and I'm just here to co-sign to all of the tomfoolery and shenanigans on this first Dragon Saturday. Thanks for having me come through, Sphinx. It's been a while, and I am happy to be here. Let's talk these theories and spoilers and things.
Yes, Manic Meeks. What
Hi
about it?
y'all. Hey y'all, it's Miki's. Listen, it's been real hard, like not saying nothing, not asking the questions. Because every time I see a slight
That we
change
want to
from the
ask,
text, I'm like, how you would do? How we gonna do? What's gonna happen?
and we
What's
can't
gonna
talk
happen
about
with
it.
this? And
But
we
we
can't
can't
talk about
talk
it.
about it.
So
Yeah.
I'm super excited to get into this. I have no rhyme or reason. I'm a toddler, so listen. Eventually, stuff will make sense.
Mhm, mhm.
But I'm
It's
super excited to
all
get into this talk.
good. It's all good. It's all a-okay. We're here to discuss all the shit we can't talk about in our safe streams.
Mhm.
This is an unsafe place. If you don't want spoilers,
You shouldn't be here.
if you don't want theories
Get out.
that could lead to
Mhm. Mhm.
spoilers, you should not be here.
No, thank you.
Evacuate the building now. Like, leave right
Please.
away.
We're not
You're
sparing this
not going to
building.
blame me
Don't
drop a
if
care.
you
thumbs
got
up.
spoiled
Drop a
Viewers
thumbs
on
up.
the show.
Don't care. We
All
don't
right,
care.
We're going to talk about
read the
we're going to
title.
talk about who died. We're going to talk
Mm-hmm.
about who lived.
Yes.
We're going to talk
Mm-hmm.
about dragons surviving,
Yes.
dragons dying. We're going to talk
Yes.
about it all. So this is not the place for you. I've already warned my relatives. My family knows
Mm-hmm.
not to come here.
We don't have time for it.
Christina,
Right, right.
Christina, as a Targaryen hater, can I start the ball rolling on the madness unless you have something? Can I throw one out?
Yeah.
Daemon is a dreamer. Let's talk about
Damon?
it.
Wise.
Is a dreamer. Let's go.
I was. I
He's a
mean.
dreamer.
I
Let's go.
mean. List. I mean.
I need more evidence.
I need more
That's all.
context.
Does
Give
he
me
have
context.
does he have the gene to be a dreamer? Yes, absolutely. Is everything that I'm seeing happening at Harrenhal cueing me into him being a dreamer? No. And the
I
reason
think
why is because Harrenhal is already that spooky haunted place. And it's not just spooky haunted, but there's literally werewoods in the bricks. We've seen the roots going all through. This man is sleeping on a werewood bed. And we know already from context, Sweet Robin has his little throne at the Eyrie that is made of werewood, and he hears random ass singing and stuff all the time that nobody else does. So Daemon being in there, and then also, like we said the last time, you can't drink the damn obia juice when the lady put in blood in a cup and shouldn't tell you drink. Put it back.
Well, here's the thing. I think that he might be. He might be a little bit, little something because it's affecting him a hell of a lot. It's affecting him a hell of a lot. Some people just
Let's
hearing
talk
blood,
about
Targaryen.
it. Beaks, let's talk.
Targaryen.
especially what we're
He,
talking
no,
about in
he
this
has the
show,
gene.
it
I
is
agree with
affecting him
that.
a hell of a lot more
So
than
Mhm.
is it
I'm just like
possible that she gave him something that ignited like the
it could
dreamer
have. It could
in
have opened him
him?
up.
Oh,
Like when
it's
you open your
something
third eye, and now you can start.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
not saying,
Like,
but I'm kind of saying.
we-
You know what I mean?
he doesn't. He has the ability to have that. Is he if he was anywhere but Harrenhal, would I say he was a dreamer? No, absolutely not. Him being here though, sleeping on that bed and drinking all of the damn Obia Kool-Aid, yeah, she's definitely put something in there to trigger that magic blood and push that forward. But outside of this, I don't think he is able to do that.
Jury to the jury of the prosecutor.
I
Well,
like
I'd be the
theory.
defense, wouldn't I? I'd be
The jury of the prosecutor.
I fucked that up. Yeah. I was only in court twice in my life, and I didn't know what I was doing. It wasn't even volunteer. I had to. And shout out to the Irish government. But can I add a bit more weight to it? Yeah, and to the madness is right. Straight into the madness is with the whole Daemon thing. Is when you read Fire and Blood as well, it's very vague. Just you're reading about two other people's like outlooks on it as well. And what we were told by J.R.R. Martin is what we're getting from the show, and he's a part of it. They're writing it. But this is actually the true events and quotes actually spoken. As far as I know, I could be proved wrong, but as far as I know, so what you're seeing is what you're getting. Heavy evidence leads towards he's sleeping under the weirwood tree. It's obviously Lady Rivers doing that to him. And she's fucking with his head. I get all that. But you know, another angle is when you go back to even the old Game of Thrones, and even Quaid says to Daenerys when she's over there doing her shit and she sees a dude climbing on a fire ladder, and he said, your dragons have brought magic back to the world. Daemon flies in on Caraxes, and dragons are more prevalent in that time. And it's like, you telling me there's not an ignition between the two? You have the pact of ice and fire, the northern magic going mad, and you have the fire magic going mad. Like, it could lead into a mad click. And because factually, it's not said in the books that Daemon was not a dragon dreamer. No, he was a rogue prince. He was a dickhead. Was he evil? Was he good? It's all vague.
He was a fun dickhead.
Yeah, you can interpret your own way. But like, I would find it more curious and fun, to be honest with you, that he could be a dragon dreamer, and for many reasons. And one of them is for the irony that his brother Viserys is mad about them dragon dreams. He has a daughter playing it that ignored, and it's like, she's everything you wanted, you mad cunt. She sees everything, and you ignore her. Everything that you adore and want, she sees all that shit. You ignore her, and then the fact that his brother
right there.
And imagine his brother as well. He was actually surrounded by people who dream, and he was the only one awake. I think it'd be a beautiful kind of crescendo and story writing. So that's me. That's my whole thing. Is Daemon a possible dragon dream? That's it. That's all.
I feel on that, and I totally. I think this is something that we had actually touched on the chat when we did it on Monday. Yeah, like you were right, Viserys, bro. Your daughter was right there. She's been talking this shit where y'all thought she was out of her mind for years. How did you not realize what she was?
It makes no sense.
That doesn't make any sense. That's just how the horrible parentage of Viserys and Alicent.
Let's be open into the madness and spoiler. Let's go.
Yeah,
shout out to Jace. All right, can we say shout out and RIP to Jace? Is that type of stream? Let's go.
Listen, I don't.
Not yet. I'm not going.
I don't want it.
Part about him yet. No, right.
I don't. I don't want this. I need Green to start taking some hits to make me feel better.
Yeah, I mean, he's been exposed to werewolves. Yeah, so yeah, he is surrounded by magic, and he already has that magic blood. So yeah, everything that she was mixing in to the Obia juice. That definitely gave him some sparks to where he walks into a small council meeting and he's sitting down and has not heard a damn thing. He doesn't even know when he laid down, got up the next day and walked into that room. He has no idea what's happening because he's not used to that. No, not yet.
Like here, okay, because I know that eventually they go back and then they go to King's Landing, but I'm like, how long is he there? Because I'm pretty sure that
I want to say at least a week. At least a week.
It's not a lot of time because
it's not a long time.
They come to take Harrenhal back, and by the time the Greens get there, he's gone already.
He's gone and over to King's Landing.
Yeah.
Dream done. Outcome done. I know what's next.
Well, here's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, at this point, he's gone. And I'm like, so how permanent is this? Because I'm thinking this might be a little permanent type of situation because we never really know. The books, history books, nobody ever found his body. As far as we know, he knew that
Yes.
he was one of them dudes
That's-
died, and he's out. because he knows he's gonna die.
That's one of the see right there. That is one of the biggest theories that a lot of folks have always had is where is Daemon? Because we know in this story, if we don't see the body,
They ain't dead.
then they might not be dead. Which
Was
also
Daemon's body found?
Sometimes if you do see the body,
Aemon-
they're still
no,
not dead.
I'm fairly certain Aemon's body was
They
found.
threw his ass
They
back in there.
found him. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they had the
Yeah.
head of Vagar.
They had Vagar's head, yeah. So yeah,
And-
Vagar and those are confirmed deaths.
Mhm. Yeah.
100% confirmed. Daemon, however, just disappeared into the ether. So where else did he go? Like I think the most popular thing that I found when I did some deep diving is that he is he's in the weirwood net. Basically, like there's those large hubs of magic around Westeros. For y'all listening, if you don't know what those are, we'll get to that in a minute. But the Isle of Faces is one of those huge places. So a lot of folks think that he's there. Some folks think that he went off and found Nettles and they're off having kids together. I'm still of the mind that Nettles is his daughter and that there was never any actual relationship to that. No romance between them. But I don't know. We'll see. Only George knows. But yeah, we think it's a possibility how Bloodraven is in the trees at up north. Daemon's in the trees on the Isle of Faces.
Christina, the evidence has been presented upon you. From
hiding out in Cuba.
Where do you where do we land on this? Is Daemon a dreamer, a dragon dreamer?
I think that he is experiencing a haunted place because he's never had any of these sorts of experiences before. So now he's in Harrenhal. It's obviously haunted. He's taken the weirwood paste or whatever the fuck she gave him. Now he's tripping super balls. Yeah, the blood juice, the paste, like he's tripping balls. But he never tripped balls before like that. It would be different because all the dreamers, like they have dreams, growing up. They just have dreams. Yeah. So he never had that. And I think he's experiencing the Harrenhal curse plus Alice Rivers potions. And he's tripping balls. And once he leaves Harrenhal, he's not going to have all this shit anymore.
Right.
If he does, if Daemon comes back in season 3, season 4, and he's able to quote the fucking prince that was promised to Rhaenyra, can we come back in this conversation? But if he doesn't, then you're right.
But why would he be able to quote that? Like, where would that?
Because he's a dragon dreamer, motherfucker.
Why would that be the only thing of significance that he would do?
From a show perspective, they're lean like the prince. Anything that's told, like so, Rhaenyra was told it, so she's the next heir. She told it to Jace. We know what happened to Jace. So it's like anyone who knows it must be like heir or leading to the throne, and we know their kids.
No, but it died right there. It died at Jace. Nobody else is gonna know it, and that's why Daenerys didn't know it, or any other Targaryens.
Well,
after
I'm not sure if it's going to die with Jace. I mean, she could tell somebody else. The thing is, it dies with this family. This line, it dies.
It disappears. Well, at this point in time, it disappears. It is written in some dictionary or book somewhere because Rhaegar does find it later. Yeah. But that's many generations later.
Ooh.
And in general. Who snuck into the back of the library and wrote that down so he could find that though?
Yeah, I need to know where this book was because there's no mention of it. There's no mention of anything about the Song of Ice and Fire. But somehow I don't know what Rhaegar found.
Like
it was found like we know he was a bookworm before he saw this prophecy. He decided that he needed to become a warrior. But the books that he was studying were from the library at King's Landing. Not, like you would think something like that could be found in the Citadel, but no, they wouldn't have that. And as far as we know, he did not go and do any deep dive studies there. He was always in the library at his house. So who put that in the right book to be sitting there long enough to not be disturbed until this young dragon comes up and
maybe it
starts
was
doing a deep dive?
or maybe it was the maester at that time. If they
Orwell
bring that information up to the maester, because in Fire and Blood, it's all basically, you know, just like maester accounts of like what happened and other people like mushroom and such.
Okay, giving what we know about Orwell and how he likes how we've seen him move, like, you know, if something really don't concern him, he's not gonna let himself get pulled into it. But something of importance like this that he knows also should not get back to the Citadel, I could see him putting a footnote or some clues in different books to follow to lead to this big thing that the right person needs to pay attention to. But I could be wrong on that. We don't know. Minx, what you searching for over there? I see you flipping the books.
Girl, listen, I told you.
She's going to fact check a motherfucker.
Right now.
Motherfucker, right
I was trying to figure it out. And then I Googled and I was like, well, let me just see what people out here are talking about. Someone said that there was some evidence that the Mad King was aware of the song Ice and Fire.
That is a theory.
Yeah,
that is a theory because a lot of people think a lot of people think that maybe Bran in his jumping through the weirwood net messing with stuff once he took over, that he jumped back and tried to tell Aerys what was going to happen, and it was when Aerys was locked up at was it Duskendale, where he had to get rescued from. They think that when he was locked up down there, until Sir Barry came and saved them. They think him being locked up down there and Bran trying to show him what was happening is what drove him crazy, because after that is when he really started going off the rails. Yeah, but that's just a theory. It sounds like it could fit.
Everything is a theory.
Bran was talking about born the White Walkers or born the Whites or whatever, and he heard born them all. So that's
right.
Bran, right, and that's what baby, you're watching this. Bran's a prick. Yeah. She loves Bran.
It does fit. It does fit. No, she loves Bran, but she also still knows that Bran's a prick.
Trash.
Like you get things. T-Baby will like somebody. T-Baby will like somebody, but if they on some fuck shit, she will not hesitate to tell you, they need to sit down real quick. I love you, but shut the fuck up. So yeah, I'm sure she knows.
I humbly stand back in defeat on my is Daemon a Dragon Dreamer.
I like the theory. I like that theory because we don't know.
I agree. The logic that was put against me, I agree. Is like, yeah, well done.
I feel like he might have been opened up.
You had your theory. We debunked it. It's fine.
Don't worry, Christina. I got more blanks. Let me tell you. I got more blanks.
Wait, hold on. Okay, just a reminder. When all of us are speaking at the same time, it sounds okay to us because we're in our separate spaces with headphones. But to to the chat, everyone hears it jumbled together, and it is hard to pick out those words. So Christina, and I'm saying that because I know on my streams I need to be better at it.
Let Christina lead it.
I would like to blame Johnny for over talking me. I just want to throw that out there.
There's no need for that. That's a theory. Yeah, that's a theory. Christina, you lead. Oh, shut the fuck up, please.
Facts. Okay.
No.
All right, I'll lead. I have a little comment here. People think Aerys was actually talking about the whites when he said burn them all. What do you guys think about that? Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Yes.
It makes sense.
It makes very good sense.
Bran running through here fucking shit up because that's what he did.
But doesn't it also make perfect sense that he was talking about literally burning them all, like with the pots of wildfire that he did?
Yeah, the wildfire.
Well, see that's where it goes off into the crazy part. Like Bran got the information there, but he didn't do it in a way that it would not drive any one person crazy, because Aerys was a sane dude, but before this, like right after Duskendale, that flipped the script and everybody noticed, because that's when the long nails started coming and he was Hodor. Yeah, exactly.
We saw him actively fuck up Hodor. We saw
Hodor, yes. and that's the thing with Hodor that just always gets me. It like breaks my heart every time I think about it. He was always
Aerys
afraid
have to
of
do with Hodor?
Storms.
No, we're saying that, that's what
No,
Bran did. Like the reason why he went
compare,
crazy,
yeah, because
he went in there and touched shit.
Bran messed up Hodor. Yeah, remember Bran when he jumped back, jumped into young Hodor to try to get older Hodor to do something, and the wires crossed, and that's what messed Hodor up as a child. He was fine until all of that nonsense went in there, and he just went nuts. And now Hodor is definitely afraid of storms. And I think, and I'm sure other people have put this together too, but I think it's because he's already seen his death, and that whole thing. One of the things he saw was his death in a storm, holding the door.
Exactly. That's why he kept saying Hodor. That's all he had. That's all he had left.
All he knew. Hold the door.
Hold the door.
What happened to Hodor is exactly what happened to Aerys, because he was over there fucking around, touching shit, not knowing how to,
not doing it the right way,
jump through situations without ruining the person. So to me, this is twice that we've known he's done this. Ass.
It's a very interesting thing with Bran on that note, because Brother Raven is telling him like, yo, the ink is dry, you can't go back and change shit. However, no, Blood Raven, you can't go back and change shit.
Come on,
this kid is different, because we see Ned very actively hear him, but Ned can't see him. That's the only thing. Now, I think had he had some more experience, he probably would have been able to actually astral project his form back also, not just his voice. But we never got to that.
Right now, I can't with your avatar. Like, that looks so much like you.
But it's Johnny, you got to change your off-screen avatar. Remember when either one of us changes, it switches until we switch it back. So now you've got a little monster from the murder trivia on when you go off camera.
It's me baby doggy ghost, man. What are we talking about? What's the new theory?
Oh, let's see what Amy's saying. Go ahead, Sphinx.
Oh, that's nasty.
Oh, that would add another layer to him burning the Starks, people from the north, which is where the threat is coming from. Aerys chooses Wildfire as his champion against Rickard Stark. Messed up.
That is a whole level of new messed uppery. The only thing that I would say against that, and it's not even really against it, is that it wasn't just the Starks that he did that with. He did that with Aerys burned a lot of people.
Well, everybody was coming from the north.
He wanted to burn more.
Everybody was coming from the
done.
Well, yeah, he was gonna burn all of King's Landing too, though. But I mean the northern folks. But yeah, to put that into that context, I like that. I like it.
But what's the point? Like, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, like, you just burned two people, one dude, and then you choked out another dude, and then like the north is still there.
It's Aerys.
Full strength. Completely.
No one accused him of being smart.
Listen, as far as you know, like, if I burn
he's not
this
the sharpest tool in the shed.
You probably think if I burn this man, he's not. Nobody else will come down here, so they will stay up there with them fangs. The fangs will stay there, not over here.
He literally signed his own death warrant when he did that.
I'm gonna send a message
to them. Targaryens have a air about them where they think they're untouchable because they're so close to gods. And people that are not right in their mind, they ride with that shit. And Aerys was like that. He's like, I can burn whoever I want. I can do whatever I want. And like, nobody can fucking touch me.
You know who else was like that?
I agree.
And we're gonna see him once Duncan Egg starts. So again, spoiler chat. If y'all don't want spoilers, leave.
Say it.
Shout out to my hall. Let's go.
It's in the title. It's in the title.
Say the word.
No, that boy, Aryan Brightflame, thought that he could actually drink wildfire and it would turn him into a dragon. If you don't go sit your dumb ass down,
go ahead and drink it.
That's why they call his ass Bright Flame. That flame.
He did exactly.
When it burned his ass up.
Soon as that shit hit his tongue, I don't even think it properly got down his throat. He was gone. You fucking idiot.
If you uncap it and it singes your eyebrows, why would you?
I'm saying.
Can you even hold it properly? Like, is it hot to hold? Like,
I'm like, if you got this far and it's like you feel the vapors, like, why would? I don't want
Yeah,
it.
do you
Okay,
sniff
here,
it? Give it a
okay,
little
Okay.
sniff
here.
first? Do you
Let,
sniff
let
it?
me
Give it a little sniff first?
let me put it into for anyone. I know some of you guys might not know, but ladies, when you get the little dye kits at home. So my first time doing that, I was in my teen years, and I wasn't paying attention. I should have been, but I wasn't. I opened the cap, and we're looking at all the liquids and whatnot we have to mix, and I put one of the bottles right under my nostrils
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
and sniffed.
Did you pass out?
I did not pass out, but immediately I felt my eyes roll back in my head
Mm-hmm.
because certain gases from chemicals can knock you out like that. They're not supposed to be. You have to do the little whiff where you like in chemistry class when your teacher tells you
Wafting.
to wave your hand, the wafting. That's
Mhm.
how you're supposed to take in some of those scents. Okay, hold on.
When you woke
see,
up again, did you
I
sniff
think
again?
he is downstairs. No, I didn't pass out, but it immediately made me think of my teachings from chemistry class that I could not take in that aroma like that. And yeah, I think D is downstairs. I believe because she's in.
Holy shit, the original Wildling, man. We have the
Hi.
Yes,
template over.
Oh
The
my
original
God.
Wildling. What
I'm
up,
so happy
diligence?
you're here because I still have questions about the question that I questioned you about.
Hi, y'all. I missed all the things. I'm sorry, but I'm
Oh,
here.
yeah.
we are just now starting. You good?
The original
Yeah,
fucking
you're great. You're
Wildling.
right on time. What about this statement real quick from
Good.
Sydney? Says
I agree.
Targaryens were dumb for thinking they were untouchable because people only viewed them as being closer to gods than men due to their dragons. But once the dragons died, they were like everybody else.
Not
Not
lazy.
even just died. Once they realized that they were killable, fucking let's
Yeah,
roll the head
yeah.
for King's Landing.
Yeah.
Didn't Viserys tell fucking Rhaenyra to be like, "Here, we're not fucking special." He warned her to be like, "We're not fucking special, dragon riders." People knew this. We're fucked.
Mhm. He was like, keep that in mind, which is
It's
why
an
I'm glad she kept
illusion.
that in mind.
It's an
but
illusion. They can't even really control the dragons.
No.
Yeah.
But in
Yeah.
that
And
sense,
she's the only child that he told that to, which is another failure.
It's
of
so
Viserys.
ridiculous. Like I just feel like your
why
entire
didn't he talk to his
family,
sons about any of this stuff
immediate
or
family,
anything?
immediate
No
family
warning.
should have known. That's it.
He's got
It
like
doesn't make
3
any sense.
sons. He didn't mention any of this. I guess it's just a thing passed down to heirs.
For the specific A Song of Ice and Fire thing goes to heirs. Yes, I get that. But
I
the
feel like it
basics,
should be.
especially with dragons, you tell all of your kids are dragon riders.
You should
Why
tell
would
everybody
you
who got
not
a
tell
dragon.
all of them respect that power and make sure you respect the dragons, bruh?
Why not tell every child, look, there's a threat coming from the north. Y'all got to hold it down. Like I would tell all my kids that so they could be all on a united front where I understand what we have to do and what's important. To only pass it to the heir is crazy to me, and that's why it got lost.
It's a good point, Christina. It's simple and effective. That's a really
Yeah.
good point. But like, make that shit public to everybody. Like,
Why
this is
not
why we're doing
public?
this.
Yeah. Why
Not even
doesn't
make it
everybody
public.
know?
That was why we're doing this.
Hold on. Here's the problem. The only problem I see with telling all of them is Alicent would never have let them be united like that.
Fuck Alicent.
Well, here's the thing.
Alicent. Fuck Orban.
They didn't even have to do that. Like once the war started, Rhaenyra should have taken everybody who had the potential to be next up and been like, "Hey, in case some of us don't make it out of here, here's the deal. Here is the deal." Because at this point, the Dance of the Dragons, when we really started losing motherfuckers, and it was just like in succession. So even if you told Jace, there's no way of knowing that Jace couldn't pass it on to his brothers. Like you could have passed it on to somebody else. At this point, you guys are in war. All of y'all should have known. Daemon should have known. Her kids should have known. Period.
Okay, but maybe
handing
like,
that shit over to
Viserys-
Jace is a bad idea.
Sarah should have told
Hold on.
Aegon,
Viserys should have told Aegon, Aemon, and Helena.
Maelor, Helena, all of
Yes.
them.
Immediate
Everybody
family.
should be aware.
On Rhaenyra's side, though, Jace is the only one at this point in time that she could have told because the other two, they're too little. They're not going to really know the gravity of that situation.
But there's still a
think
third
Luke
one
was
she
old
could have
enough
told.
to understand.
There's
Luke
still
was
Joffrey.
old enough. He was
Joffrey.
old.
Joffrey's still too little too. He's not going to remember that.
Understand. It's not about remembering. It's
Luke
enough
could
to
have
understand.
understood. Luke was old enough to ride a dragon.
Luke was.
Go out to fucking Storm's End. So he was old enough to understand the prophecy. She could have told
I will
him.
give you that. She could have told Luke, but Luke is dead, so that's inconsequential now. I'm saying the kids under,
and then in case
the younger kids would not have known.
She should have told Corlys. She should have told one other, just him. That's it. Just him and next family head. That's it, because they are together.
Can I ask you all a question, right? What if Aegon the Conqueror, we go straight to the start of this shit. What if he just came over and announced to the whole Westeros that we have to make this pact, and he announced that as he came in there and dominated?
How would he prove that?
Why? But why because he has dragons, so one, that will subdue them, and two, it'll be a whole message. So the small people have something that they can talk about rather than I pick this one over this one. So it'd be like, well, you'll get people that believe in this is the whole message. Do you know what I mean? It's better than nothing and keeping it private. I'm actually with Christine who said it earlier. To be like, why can't you just fucking do it publicly?
How would you prove that the people, if you want to tell Westeros at large, okay, but how would you prove that that is something that is actually coming?
Well, they didn't believe in dragons until this motherfucker flew off.
It's a story, but they believe in stories. They believe in folk tales, wives' tales. It's a story that you can spread to people.
Yeah.
And to people that are super important, like a Targaryen to a Stark, you can look them eye in eye and be like, look, bro, like for real. I know to everybody this, but I'm telling you, on God, like there's a threat coming from the north. Like we have to
here's
be
the
ready
thing.
for it.
The Starks already know about that. They are a special case. I'm talking about everyone else that has not had any interactions with any of the Night's Watch, any of the crazy shit going on beyond the wall. How would you actually prove that?
They'll see dragons for the first time in their life, and they did not think dragons.
So that's the start. No. How do you know that they didn't think dragons existed? The Valyrians had dragons for a long time before this.
Westeros. Tell me a Valyrian that's not a Targaryen that's famous in Westeros. And like it's
Targaryen. Corlys Valyrian, House Celtigar, also from Valyria.
Give me the story. Back it up, man. Run with it.
Because there's only like 4 families that is it 3 or 4
yeah,
families?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, dragons were already known.
But they ran.
There used to be dragons at Battle Isle. How do you prove that these frozen zombies are coming from the frozen north, though? How do you prove that? That's what I'm asking. Not how do you prove if they believe in dragons.
I hear your point. But if I'm going to see dragons, I'm already listening. You know what I mean? It's like I'm listening. I'm halfway in this match. It's like, okay, I didn't believe in them in the first place. And if you say other people brought them over, I'll take that. I'm a simple small folk here. I'll take that. Grand. But so, and then you're bringing fucking ice zombies in. I'm going to take that too, even if I didn't fucking see them. Like the rest, do you think the whole Westeros seen dragons? No, the majority of it did. But the small folk around that, like they'd be told the stories that fucking, it's the butterfly effect. That all saturates true. It's like, what's the High Septum? You know that little bastard from season 5, which was boring and shite, and he said it's all about the small people. He was absolutely right. It's like, yeah, so I'm just saying, I could be wrong, but I agree with Christina to be like, why don't you just air that shit public? That's all I'm saying. To be like, yeah, the whole pack thing, just say it.
I agree. I think it should be public knowledge about the very important Song of Ice and Fire. Like, everybody should know about it. It should be known all about the realm, like everywhere. If it's this big of a deal that Targaryen kings are harnessing this big secret, like, why is it a secret?
That's true.
Y'all can't do it by yourself. You need other houses to help you combat the whites. So why is it just a Targaryen secret?
I think that anyone would have still held to that story after the rebellion?
Robert's rebellion?
There might not have been one. That's the thing. Like,
well, Lady D. Lady D, talk to us about it. Lady D, why did they not talk to us?
I don't know. First off, hi, Johnny. Hi.
That's the original. I'm the Irish wildling, but that's the fucking original one.
Irish wildling.
I agree.
Lady D is the original. Let's go.
Lady D, aka Black Wildling.
Black Wildling. I said Irish wildling.
We respect their origins, let me tell you. Talk to us, Lady D.
They're the wildlings are very diverse people. Don't let them lie to you. We know the truth. Okay.
100%.
I agree that it should have been public in the same way that like the stories of the long night were passed down, and like you have so many people in the north that believe in the long night, like, and all that's happened. I do believe that it should have, and I bet you the people in the north, if it was public, the people in the north would believe it more than anyone else because of the connection with the
Because
long
they've
night.
seen it.
Like when
they've seen it.
The whole thing that Viserys said, like, oh, the dream is started with like a cold wind coming out the north, and I'm gonna find it and read it. But like I remember he was literally basically talking about the long night to her. And so I do think it should have been public. But what I will say is that you would, like, it's all about politics, right? So the whole premise of this prophecy is, oh, well, if we're gonna get through it, a Targaryen has to be on the throne like forever. You could see other houses being like, oh, this is bullshit. Y'all just trying to make sure that y'all are always in power forever and ever. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm going to fight against that, and whatever machinations that people had in their minds of like, you know, usurping the throne, which is what Hightower basically did. Like they would try to do those things, and or maybe it would have started a civil war within the Targaryen dynasty even sooner, because you have people arguing, oh, well, I'm stronger from Aegon's line than you are because he's my direct great grandfather, whereas, you know, you're a cousin that married a Valyrian, you know, a Valarian or something like that, and your blood is mixed with such and such. So for all we know, that could have caused more infighting than anything else, right? Because when you have too many dragons, that's just as dangerous as not having enough dragons. So I just want to throw that out there, but I think it would have been good to at least have some of it, like even if it's not public to everyone, I think it would have been helpful to at least, like, I don't know, remember like a Kwanzaa reading or so, you know what I'm saying, or a Christmas reading, where somebody is at the table once a year and it's like, okay, so about that dream Aegon had, even if I don't tell you all the specifics, this is what happens. Their long night is going to come, and when the long night's going to come, we need to be ready. I also think that it would have been easier to explain a lot of the weird things with House Targaryen, like, I don't know, living on an island of obsidian. Why do we live in this big, huge, dark castle that is an island of obsidian out on its own, and
different colored obsidian?
Like, what is with this, you know? And you wouldn't have lost that knowledge like we have now, at least, and I'm just going to throw it out there too, at least have it written down somewhere else other than that dagger. That way, if something should happen, people wouldn't forget it. But I don't know.
The library at Winterfell would have been a good place.
Come on,
they got a pretty good stacked library,
especially since they would be the first people to come in contact with the shit. Like, come on.
Exactly.
If they're coming down, and I'm up top, this bitch, they're gonna hit me first.
Like, I want to ask a question.
Yes.
If the prophecy is that a Targaryen has to be on the throne to defeat the White Walkers, right?
On the Stark.
Was there a Targaryen on the throne when they defeated the White Walkers? Because Daenerys was not seated.
Are you talking about the first one? Oh, well, see, for how the show was, I'm not asking
questions, Joe.
Can't take that.
Because
no, I think we've all they removed all of the magic, and they made changes to subvert expectations, meaning even though we all know that it's supposed to be the prince that was promised and whatnot, it has to be someone of Targaryen blood, they would have had that Targaryen and Stark blood. They would have had that with Jon, because otherwise, if Jon isn't supposed to be the special chosen one that's killing the Night King, what the fuck was the point of him and Rhaegar and Lyanna? The only reason Rhaegar and Lyanna is to bring Jon. That's it. But then they changed that, and they had Arya do it. I mean, shout out to Arya leaping literally out of thin air and making that drop. But it was supposed to. Let's be real. We all know what the prophecy said. We all know that it was supposed to be Jon. That was a dumb change. So no, in that regard, for where the show is concerned, I don't think we can worry about any of that, because they didn't incorporate that. They took all the magic out the show after like season 4.
Yeah, even if you wanted to still consider what they did in the show, Cersei was the was the queen technically.
Yeah,
her ass was.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like there wasn't a Targaryen on the throne, but they defeated the Night King.
Well, if you would believe in some tinfoil, technically there could have actually been a partial Targaryen on the throne, because it is said that Cersei and or Jaime were actually the children of the Mad King, not Tywin. A lot of people think that Tyrion is his only child. Sorry, Johnny, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt in any way, but can I just chime in as well? J.R.R. Martin is the master of vagueness. The whole point of us having these back and forth is
extreme vagueness.
Vague. Another point, I was rereading Game of Thrones recently, and there was one part that just stuck out to me, and it was I don't know if it was Howland or Jojen when it came to like Bran, and it was also leaning into Bran and a vision or whatever. And it was like a winged wolf trapped in chains. How vague is that? Because that could be Jon Snow, where it's like, Targaryen blood, dragon wings on a wolf. And then you're thinking that could be Bran, like Stark, and then like crows and ravens. It's like, this is what this motherfucker does. And it's like, it can easily be one of them. So, well, all of our opinions, that's why I think J.R.R. Martin, he's a good author because he makes us argue. It's like he's a little fucker. I love Lady Diligent's points on when you go to the little like points, like each dragon could become its own separate religion in time if you announce that publicly. Where I believe in this dragon, and there, it all gets fucked up. Like really,
either way causes problems in some way, shape, or form. Because the thing that is always going to be in with all these prophecies is the people, humans. We are always the problem in the end. Because a Targaryen should be on the throne, okay, but how do you know it's going to be a Targaryen that's actually cool and chill and trying to actually look out for everyone and the whole realm? You might fuck around and get Arya Bright Flames on the throne. you might. Technically, how mad was the Mad King really until Bran came in there and started fucking shit up in the man's brain?
And then everybody would be naming their sons Aegon because that was the problem. That was the fucking problem that we have right now. Because it's like, oh my God, the Aegon is going to be the Princess Promise. Okay, well, my son's named Aegon. Well, my son is going to be named Aegon. Just in case it's me. Well, my son's going to be named Aegon. We're going to have like
everybody's son is named Aegon. God damn.
Every major family is going to have an Aegon that's half Targaryen. Like, then what?
Yep. You have a baby is
right now.
Is there a Jace the second, man? Jace deserves a second of his name.
I think there is.
He won't have a second of his name unless he's a ruler. You only get a second of your name if you.
You only get the only way it counts for you is if you are a ruling king.
I'm just
we all know Jace ain't gonna rule because his ass gonna die.
My feelings would be hurt. Yeah. My entire.
So even if there was another Jacaerys, it would.
It won't be the second.
Jacaerys the first. Yeah.
I like this little fucker, man.
Okay, let's look at.
I like Jace too. Yes, go ahead.
He says the White Walkers won't be defeated that quick in the books. The White Walkers will be everyone's problem, not just North.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Good.
And I feel like that's what Jon was trying to prevent the whole time. He was trying to get the wildlings to work together with the Northern men. He was like, "Look, they're gonna come for us all. Like, you guys have beef and you're not cool, but." When it comes down to the White Walkers, they're coming for all of us.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
If you remember
that whole ass wall that crumbled, because remember at the end of the show, the wall fucking crumbled. Like the whole wall crumbled.
Because Viserion,
they all came in. Are you telling me they all came in one direction and didn't branch out? Bitch, I'd have been like, oh my God, we're through the wall. Break.
Everybody round up right there, shoot everyone that comes.
Y'all remember when Jaehaerys was there with his other half and she flew up to the wall and the dragon wouldn't fly past the wall. So I'm not having any of that. I think it took 2 times to get it over there. Like the first trip, she said she would not go. She would not go. But
that dragon ever went
I don't know what changed.
He never went over.
She ever went over.
I thought there was another time she went up there where it did. Like they didn't go over.
Okay. She wasn't fucking with it at all.
You see that? Nope. I don't want
refused. Like, no, ma'am. We won't be doing that. We won't.
See, and that's a thing that I've also didn't understand. The North functions different than the other kingdoms. In the regardless of saying like they're never really too pressed about what is going on south of the neck unless it's like really directly impacting them. So Ned, and I don't know if Lady D remembers, but we did a tinfoil Thursday on this one time, and we were thinking like Ned, you could just go and talk to Mance and try to work out some shit. Y'all have the same exact problem. Both of y'all are dealing with these frozen zombies. You know what the fuck is up there. Hell, even Catelyn knew what the hell was beyond the wall when she was talking to Ned one time, and he was like, "Well, I might have to go see about Mance Rayder." Her thought was, "Oh, there's far more dangerous things north of the wall besides Mance Rayder." I'm like, "Okay, well, bitch, if you know this, then why you been acting like I can't function, like I can't like come and actually talk to you about shit? Because the way you be acting, Catelyn, I can't get behind your shit, but you're smarter, clearly, than you're letting on because you know about these things. Go and talk to Mance. Yo, tell Mance, like, I don't need you to bend the knee to Robert, okay? Robert don't even need to know that you and your people is living south of the wall because y'all are in the north. There is ample room for literally all of the wildlings to chill in the north and everybody still have their own space.
That'd be rude.
Why not do that? Why keep living up there? One, it's shit up there is scarce as hell to get, and it's hard living up there. I don't know why you'd really want to mash it out that hard if you don't have to. But to come down there, why give soldiers to the dead? That's basically all that's happened. Whenever y'all have these encounters with the White Walkers, how many people end up dead each time? You're constantly losing people. Our kids don't grow that fast.
Battle. Yeah.
You can't replace those folks. Go and y'all two work it out, okay? Work it out. Come down south of the wall. Everybody man the fucking wall. There's enough castles. There are how many abandoned castles on the damn wall? Again, more space that everyone can fit. And then we actually, if we're going to be the ones that are actually holding it down before it gets to the rest of the realm, then let's do that. Let's not have this broken ass wall that is being pretty much useless because we can't man it. We can't even clear the trees in front of it like we used to back in the day. It doesn't make sense. If they would have came correct, I think, but you got to put it down to the older age. They went along with just how things were, and they let shit slip and slip and slip. And now it's kind of hard to go back in and try to tag team when there's been so much blood spilled on both sides.
It's a good point. See how they
I think this is an interesting statement from Superior 345 that the Night King could kill Vhagar.
After the season 8,
easily.
I just want to fight it.
All you got to do is throw a spear at his ass. Yeah.
Listen. A well-placed ice spear.
Christina, we agree again. Easy work.
Who knew all along? All you had to do was kill a Jagger and was just like
who? Okay, but look.
Easy work.
What my question is, who the hell were these metal workers that were making all of these large weapons and the freaking crane chains that they had to pull Viserion out of the damn how?
And why do they have those chains on the ready? Like
right. Who made
them? Fully prepared to pull a dragon out of the ice water.
What undead blacksmith did y'all have making these things? Where did you get the metal from in the frozen north? There's only one place that has metal, and it's copper, and it's where the what is the name? The Magnar and his people. That's where their tribe is from. They're not sharing that copper with you. Those chains were not copper. Where did those come from, sir?
I don't
because they're all undead and their Clyde is within his
army. I really just need them to fix the last.
So
shit. See, I'm not gonna fucking try and save season 7 and season 8. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna try and save any of them.
There's no saving it.
They need to fix the last 3.5.
Season 6 Battle of the Bastards. Yeah, season 5 was the killer for me. You're done. Jamie Lannister, the most famous cunt, and he's gonna sneak into fucking door.
And I just feel like,
that was so stupid.
We're done. When I seen that, I was like, "Oh, we are done."
If we want to, hold on. If we want to talk about the stupidity of activities in Dorne, you want to tell me my man Ariel Hota, fucking boastful Loki, got stabbed in the back with a toothpick, and that man died from a toothpick?
The worst thing, right?
Listen with that bullshit.
The worst thing about that fucker, yeah, was do you remember with Jamie? Do you remember with Jamie? And they even still gave him props to like it would have been a good fight. It's like they still kind of built him up just to do that to him. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like and Ariel Hota, that's that dude, man.
No, he's a G. No, we're done.
I feel like at this point, all they can do is just keep us entertained with the history that's already there, because we can't go into the future. We can't, because y'all done fucked up the ending so badly. Like, you'd have to retcon the last like 3 seasons. You literally would have to retcon the seasons in order for us to continue with any more Game of Thrones or the Song of Ice and Fire in like show format or movie format. Like, we can't do it. You done fucked it up so badly that you got to erase what you did and then go back and then fix it so we can still have the magic and all this other stuff that they took out of it, because that's what
makes a full reboot.
I would love that, but they're not.
They would need to, because that's the number one reason that I'm glad
they'll never reboot it.
It's already in talks. I've seen some interviews, but what Meeks was saying, that is 100% true, because that is exactly why the Jon Snow show was completely nixed and canceled. What the fuck is Jon and Tormund going to be doing running around north of the Wall if there's no magic, no White Walkers, if there's no deep magic, some other threat is coming, and we have to go and find this lost spell book from like Daenerys the Dreamer or something to see what potions and whatnots we need to make to, there's no adventure there without the magic.
Yeah, I felt like it was supposed to be an end at the end of the Game of Thrones story. Like, it was supposed to be the end and nothing more was supposed to come from that. Exactly. So the Jon Snow sequel, I don't know what he's supposed to be doing. Because the White Walkers are gone, so
exactly.
And you're friends with the wildlings, so like, who are you fighting?
Right. What's the conflict? Bran is king of the Seven Realms. Bran / Blood Raven. Sansa is queen of the North. The wildlings ain't beefing with the South no more.
Everybody's happy.
The wall is gone, so they're just walking back and forth.
Wall is gone, yeah.
Children of the Forest, as we know, we're gone.
Lady D, the original wildling. Like, what are we doing with this story? Like, you tell us. Like, what are we doing? Like, so season 8 is ended. Like, what are we doing with the wildlings?
Oh no, I've got nothing. I was just interjecting like what wildlings. Like, we killed all of the wildlings in front of Winterfell. So there are no wildlings, which is stupid. Like, I hated what happened to Game of Thrones. Like, I don't even want to. Y'all, y'all left a coffee cup. Like, that's how much of a did not give about Game of Thrones anymore. Like, I can't. And as far as the rebooting, I'm with you, Christina. I don't think it'll happen. I hope it does. You said there's talks. Okay, I hope it does happen. But they'd have to. That's the only way. They'd have to. Otherwise,
may I give just a tiny shout out, because I heard tiny baby noises and I just wanted to say hi, baby.
Hi, baby. Baby. Hi. Baby.
Well, she stopped. She was just like, what's going on?
Creep the fuck out, yeah. That's some Alice River shit. They're like, stop crying.
Did the baby hear us going, baby?
He does.
That's nice. Congratulations, lady.
Thank you.
Yeah, baby mama. Get it.
Christina.
All right.
Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to read the statement, but what do you have to say, Johnny?
No, read the statement for us. Chat for us.
Are you going to remember?
Oh, well, I'll try.
Okay. Sydney says, yes, exactly. It's why they canceled the Jon Snow sequel. Like, there's nothing else to talk about. Kit Harington claimed he liked his ending. He clearly didn't if he wanted a sequel.
He was Kit was coping. Not even to try to sound mean about it, but legit. Kid went into like a whole little breakdown for a while. He actually had to go and get some assistance to get his mental health back together.
Because Game of Thrones was over?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was specifically just because of Game of Thrones, but like everything that was happening in his world after that, he wasn't very well.
He had an interview. He actually, Kit Harington, who's not Jon Snow, he had an interview and he was saying how he was an alcoholic and he was going through depression while he was filming certain aspects of Game of Thrones. And the part that fucked him up was everybody looked at him like he was Jon Snow and he was like the most honorable dude and superhero of the world. And that's what fucked him up. Like, and from a human aspect, could you imagine when people put you to that standard? And you're like, I'm just acting in a role. Like, that would fuck you up. And so that a bit more weight. I've seen an interview where he spoke about it. Like, shit,
I hate when people do that to actors. Like, they hold actors to the standard of the character they portray. It happens a lot in Star Wars.
Fuck them. That's what.
What's his name? Crispy. I forget. Fabian. Yeah. The fans, ridiculous fans, had Fabian like cutting down his Instagram and tweet accounts because they were coming at him talking about sending the man death threats because of shit his character is doing. Y'all, this is a job. Can we be real? Leave these people alone. This is why Joffrey doesn't. His actor doesn't want to act anymore because people came at him so much playing Joffrey.
He's here.
Listen. Is he back?
Yes, Sandman season 2, baby. Cast announced.
Okay, well, I didn't see that.
Wait, what?
How long ago? How long ago was that between Joffrey and then between now? Is what I'm saying.
The announcement was like 2.5 weeks ago. Yeah,
are we talking about Patrick Gleason? Yeah,
okay.
Jack Gleason.
Yeah,
he's been cast season 2 Sandman. He's got a little mustache. He's got his dark hair.
That's awesome. He's gonna be.
He quit. Okay. He went to study Hebrew. He was like, "Fuck this shit." This guy just went fucked off.
I'm gonna take a school.
Yeah.
And same way. I'm just leaning into Kristen Cole thing. Like, he's a fucking actor playing his role. You hate him. He's doing it.
Exactly. Yeah, he's doing a great job. Yeah. Like, and I can't stand his ass either, but I'm not gonna go up to Fabian and give him that smoke for what? This man is doing his job. If I'm mad at him, then that means he's doing his job correctly.
Can I ask?
All right, I'm gonna circle it back around. We're gonna circle.
Yes, circle it back.
What you got, Johnny?
Can I ask you one question before the theory? Is that if you see Christian Cole, the actor, at a bar, what would you go up and say? I think you'd be all like, I want a selfie with you, man. Like the actor, fucking.
I would ask for his favor.
Dragons, like, wouldn't you? Like you can actually get in. No, you're on your fun and shit, yeah. But you naturally would.
You know what? I think if you said that to him at a bar, I think that would get you a chuckle, and then he would offer to buy you a drink.
I would take it. And I would take that glass that he handed to me, and I would steal it from the bar.
Let's not fuck around. You got picture with him. Let's not fuck around. You got pictures.
I might ask for his favor. Yeah.
That was a great answer, Meeks. Great answer.
That man is fine.
Yeah, Meeks be Meeks. I've learned this terminology.
So light bulb moment. This is a spoilery theory question that I had when we were on your stream, AK, and I typed it in the private chat, and Lady D got back to me a little bit, but I still want to talk about it. Like,
shoot.
So I understand that Alan of Hull is going to be a dragon rider.
Mm-hmm.
He does not have Targaryen blood. It was my understanding that like Rhaena and Baela could ride dragons, and Laenor and Rhaena because they had a Targaryen mom. And I don't understand while Corlys's bastard kids can ride dragons because they don't have Targaryen blood.
It's not just Targaryens, though. The Targaryens aren't the only dragon riders that were in Valyria. It's Valyrian blood that gives them the gene.
That's what Lady D said. So then I had a follow-up question.
Okay.
As to why in Fire and Blood particularly, no other Valyrians rode dragons.
Because they're not dragon lords. They would have come, the House Targaryen came with their own dragons because they were dragon lords. The other houses that came weren't dragon lords. House Velaryon got there before House Targaryen and set up shop on Driftmark. Remember, House Targaryen got there 100 years before Aegon went to go take over Westeros. So that means that House Velaryon had gotten there 100 plus years before. No dragons. So they weren't dragon lords. We can suss that out. They didn't have any.
So then, how are the Valyrian kids, the bastards, the dragon seeds, riding dragons?
Same way now.
They intermarried with they had intermarried not only with other Valyrian houses, presumably, but what we do know is that they intermarried with House Targaryen from the jump. So that's 100 years plus intermarriages with House Targaryen. So you would have
dragon latent chain being passed.
But we don't. There's none though. Like they don't talk about any. We don't see any. They don't mention any in the book. Like Daemon was just one of many like cousins that was pissed about Rhaenyra taking the throne, and he stood up. He got killed in the show, like he got beheaded. But like, why wouldn't he be able to be a dragon rider, or why were none of his other cousins and siblings able to be dragon riders? There's only like Targaryen dragon riders.
But that's the thing; they're not just because blood-wise they are Valyrian, like Baela, Laena, Laenor. Y'all are technically Valyrian as well because you have half Valyrian blood. However, right, if we're talking about the dragons being a nuclear power, and we're thinking of it as like the United States and like the nuclear proliferation treaties, right? We tried hard as hell to keep that power within our control. Now it got out, right? Other countries got it and whatever else. And they had the ability to do it for a long time. Like right now, like Iran and them, other countries have the ability to create nuclear weapons programs. And we are doing everything in our effing power to make sure that they don't. And that's how I think of the Targaryens. In order for you to be a dragon rider with your own dragons, we would have to gift you dragon eggs. And we're not going to do that because that's going to cause infighting and dilute our power. Whereas if we marry into your houses, right, and the ones that we put the last name Targaryen on, we say, oh, hey, come over here and you can have a dragon egg. That's something different. They also,
I think you hit it on the head. If the difference is having dragon eggs, because ain't nobody but Targaryens gonna have dragon eggs.
Because nobody else is a dragon lord.
Yeah.
House Baratheon would have dragons. House
exactly.
Rhaegars would have dragons.
Yeah. All these people have dragons, but I understand now. You got to get the eggs first.
Christina, do you remember Corley's subtle threat to Viserys as well, where it's like, you're not the only one with all Valyrian blood. Like, that was a subtle threat. Like, we can get eggs too.
Yeah.
It's all in the subtle threat. We can get them motherfuckers too.
Yep.
And,
which
for
is
me,
why.
the big part of the story for me that makes it very interesting, you know, what even like dragon eggs or not, or whether you have the schematics, if you want to change it to real world, of nuclear bombs, is that'd be the fantasy way of eggs. Is the most fascinating character in Dance of Dragons, or the Dance of Dragons with me, is Nettles, because you know she fed a dragon sheep and like she naturally then got. And if you believe in like she's Valyrian blood, grand, but if you believe she's just a normal person, if you're on that vibe,
or she's just a clever girl,
dragon sheep and like became, and then she like bonded with that dragon just through like, I looked after you and I raised you. That story with Nettles is so important to me. Where it's like, if you were not Valyrian,
you really think Nettles wasn't a dragon seed?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's so interesting to make that concept to be like, she changes everything. Then to be like, if you just nurture.
Sheep stealer can eat sheep on his own whenever he wants. He doesn't have to be fed.
He bonded with her. Had Targaryen blood and everybody else. Like
exactly.
That's a racist ass shit.
She's a Targaryen, and that's why she was able to ride sheep stealer. And she doesn't speak like Valyrian the way they do with their dragons, and they talk to them. So she got to know Sheep Stealer by feeding Sheep Stealer sheep, and they formed a bond. I don't even know how she'll ever tell him Dracarys or anything. Like, I don't even know what's going to happen when Nettles gets on Sheep Stealer.
But that changes the whole board game then. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like of how the dragon bonding begins, like, because Nettles kind of gives us the most like insight that we've ever got to how you can bond with a dragon. In my opinion, that's why I think Nettles has to come into this series, man.
See, I think she's an important character, regardless of that, because of the situations that she's involved with. But when it comes to looking at bloodlines, this now honestly, John, from the way you said it just now, that makes me think even more so that she is a bastard daughter of Daemon, because they're not going to let that information slip that hard that anyone can just come up and bond or tame a dragon.
Yeah.
Like you have to have it in your genetic coding to do so. And like I remember one of the questions that I gotten after our chat from someone, I forget who it was, but they were saying like, why would Sea Smoke recognize any of Corlys's bastards? Why would, if anything, they would have to recognize Rhaenys' bastards? Well, no, for the exact same reasons. The dragons can tell where that blood is from. Do you think it's just off a whim that Jon was able to go up and pet Drogon? Absolutely the hell not. No, those genetic markers are there, and they could tell, even though it's very, even if the blood is super thin and you could like see through like a thin sheet of paper, it's the markers are still there, and a dragon would be able to tell that. So now, Sea Smoke being riderless, he's looking for his next rider, and I think he's already chosen.
But even you go back to the history, yeah, Nurture. But like you get the history, like how did humans even be Targaryens to the name we know, and then Valerians and then High Valerian shit?
We don't have to know the names. They're making bastards out there like crazy.
But then you have Euron, who has a fucking like a sphere or whatever the fuck called dragon binder, and then it makes you think, like, is that what
so he says
by the dragons? Like, so he says, but that's George R. R. Martin wrote it. I'm going off just what he wrote, not what I thought. And it's like, these are just leading ideas to be like, how did actual humans and dragons, how did humans have the ability to jump on a dragon that could kill you and command it to say these words and do these things? I'm still off that philosophy where it's like, I still don't understand it. I'm just asking questions. I do not know the answer.
Well,
Dragon Binder, like all these mad things are introduced. I don't know.
Now, Dragon Binder, I don't have any other information on because he hasn't given us any. But in the Fire and Blood books, and then in the world of Westeros, remember, like the
Blood
history
magic.
before that, like, yeah, we were told that they had been messing around with blood magic so much so that they had like half human, half like worm things. Like there were issues, right? And then we know when Arya, and he went back to Valyria, right? The way she died, screaming and whatnot, she had all the worms that came out with human faces.
Oh, that shit was the worst.
That was so disgusting.
Oh my god.
Just thinking about like, oh my gosh, the fireworms with the faces and they're hissing and they're talking and
wasn't it?
Bro,
she jumped on the dragon and it brought her to Old Valyria, wasn't it? Or something.
It brought her to Old Valyria, yes.
Mm-hmm. So with that,
and that's,
go ahead.
Go ahead, finish up, B.
With that, we know, okay, well, they were doing some pretty janky experiments with blood magic in order to like bond with these dragons, so much so that you have like proto dragons, which are what those fireworms kind of are, right? Like, because we know one hatched, like that last dragon that hatched, that was basically a worm, a fireworm that was white and bit off baby girl's arm. Like, they're basically proto dragons, human faces. So they use blood magic of some, in short, to bond with those dragons.
It's why some of their miscarriages come out where the kids look like they have scales or wings or all manner of reptilian type things. Like the whole of Sothoryos, if you look back into the histories, if you do the deep dive into the crazy magic, because it's all ridiculously interesting. I don't know how George came up with all this shit, but that what I looked at the whole of Sothoryos, maybe the whole of Sothoryos is like the Isle of Dr. Moreau. Like, I think that's why Yin, I think, is so messed up. And when you talk about like the brindled men that are down there that look like they're like a mix of like pigs and apes and all that, human in humanoid form, all of that shit was going down. And whatever they were experimenting with in Yin, it fucked that place up so much that it, as it says, even the jungle won't go all the way up to it past a certain point. Like, it's all barren. You cannot live there. It's ridiculously crazy and cursed because of all this shit that they were doing with blood magic.
This is a fact that I do believe that Balerion took what's her name?
So Arya
to Old Valyria, and she got exposed to some stuff. But also at the same time, though, because don't we see like Tyrion in there? They're like boating around.
Yeah, we had that.
Valyrian ruins.
He's going through the sorrows. That's around where the Ronar was. Was it Croyane? That's where he's going around. Yeah.
It wasn't toxic, or
what they call it now.
You know what? They have a
deadly to him.
That's not old Valyria. Yeah, that's just the sorrows around Croyane.
Sea or some shit like that.
The smoking sea. Yeah. See, and this is what I was telling them earlier before you came in. We used to come up talk about all these places on our streams, and we said Lady D would always have the map, right behind her, so she could point out with the pointer, like this is where we're talking about right here.
House of the Dragon has a pretty cool looking interactive map that I was playing with earlier, and it gives you like for stuff that we don't know about, it gives you like a little line about it, but for everything else, but at least it shows you what the hell we looking at.
Is it?
Hold on.
Is it more than the interactive map that we had for Game of Thrones?
I don't know because I can't find that one because I was looking for an interactive map when I was just being nosy trying to figure out where the fuck we was looking at. But yeah,
shoot me the link to what you have and I'll compare.
It's in the thingy. It's in the chat.
Okay.
It's in the thingy.
Let me go research, y'all. Stay tuned.
It does not break your computer because it is affected.
Extra? Okay. Extra noted. Thank you.
So while Alicia researches that, Meeks, I would like to talk about your theory about whether or not Daemon is actually dead after, I think it's the gullet where he dies?
No, it's the God's Eye.
God's Eye, okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's like, based on what we have seen them do with deaths in the show so far, I don't think he's gonna die, especially since they never found his body, like in actual historical text. They never found his body. I don't think that guy is dead. I think he had his ass open wide when he was at Harrenhal, and he was still on some like and he was like, you know what? I almost died in the Godswood with these trees. I'm gonna go figure, and he just figured. I think he is long gone chilling somewhere, either still in that area or just like wandering about. Who knows if he's okay, as in mentally, because he'd been playing too much in Harrenhal in the situation.
Yeah, he's been dipping in the sauce for sure. But here's my thing. I just feel like if he was alive and this great war is still going, I don't see him not participating. I don't see him not coming back and being like, no, I'm back. I'm about to pop off some more. Like, it just doesn't. For me, it doesn't fit for his character that he would just retreat into like an incognito status.
Well, I don't think he's okay. I don't think like
he's pretty messed up.
I feel like we're gonna see more about Harrenhal, but I feel like whatever happened, you know how stuff like kicks off people's spiritual situations and psychics. I feel like that happened to him, and I feel like he's not okay. He's not like Mad Aerys trying to, but I just feel like he's not okay. And who knows if he could, even if he did go back to King's Landing, by the time he got there, all hell would have broken loose already. Because one, he's on foot. He's not on Dragonback. He's on foot with no ravens, no nothing. Nobody knows where he is. Like,
yeah,
he's walking at this point. So I just want him to be alive because it makes me feel better that he walked out of this fight.
I want him to be alive, and I want him to come back to the effort. I want him to come back to the Team Black effort and do some shit.
Well, by that time, it was the end.
Disappear into the oblivion.
Like after that, after that fight, didn't Rhaenyra lose King's Landing? Like, didn't they go through and ransack everything, kill all the dragons, and she was trying to escape after that point?
I believe so. I believe she lost King's Landing, and then she retreated back to Dragonstone, and that's where she got caught up with Aegon, where he basically kills her with Sunfire.
Yeah, I'm like, she never. I mean, I feel like he didn't even get a chance to do anything because it takes forever to get around, and they're so far away. Like at this point, he could have gone back to King's Landing, and he'd have been like, "Well, shit, what am I here for?"
Well, he wouldn't have gone back to King's Landing. He would have gone to Dragonstone.
Either or, because the last thing he heard,
but he would have still seen like the small council was there. The war effort was still going. Like, we're in the middle of the war. It's not over. It's not even close to over yet.
Once Rhaenyra dies, that's it. It's on to the next line. It's on to the next generation, and then the next generation is kids, babies, tots.
But you know what? They still kept fighting for them kids.
Indeed.
They didn't give up. They didn't give up the effort when Rhaenyra died. They didn't quit. They kept pushing.
And kept going. Stay on this back and forth
until they put little baby Aegon on the throne.
Aegon the Third.
Aegon the Third.
Because they love a name.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves Aegon.
Stinks. If you would approve my share.
Approve your
I can
share.
show you guys on the map.
Oh.
Right here is the Smoking Sea. And just to show you how far away that is, we go all the way up past Volantis.
Look at you.
All the way to the Disputed Lands. So finally over here is where we hit Westeros. Back to Dorne. Like that's where Tyrion was going through the Smoking Sea.
Shit.
And it took 25 minutes.
Yeah. Super far. So old Valyria is the main landmass is this area here. So he was on his way to that, but I think they got into that trouble with the Stonemen before they actually got that deep into it.
The comments are like just like Google Maps.
Yeah, that's he was headed to Danny. Is that during that trip?
I think that's when I think that's when him and Jorah had made. I think they snuck onto a ship and then had to like escape on a skiff or something like that. Yeah, I will put the link up here for you guys.
Google Maps.
Yeah, it's my favorite Thrones reference map.
That's a good map.
Yeah, Christina, I'm still like,
yeah. Wait, could you drop it in the chat so I can see?
Yep.
Is this it?
Yep. About to drop it right now.
Yeah, I don't mean to promote me country, but you do know that Ireland is a part of that map, and the fingers, Peter Baelish. Fuck man, that's a Cork of Ireland.
The fingers are
Baelish.
And he's an Irish actor, man. They knew what they were doing. Yeah, look, that's Ireland upside down, man. Connected with the UK, man. It's just fucked up.
I like it's all the time.
Is it on the other side? Is it on the other side, lady?
No, it's on that side. Keep going up.
No, up to your right.
Up to your right. Keep going.
That's right there.
There you go. That's
right there.
That's Ireland. Look at an Irish.
I like how I'm pointing on my screen, like you can see my finger.
You're pointing like you look right over there.
Yeah,
like, right
this
there.
is fingers. Yeah, and right here on the keep, the tiniest finger, as Edmure Tully would let him know, is where Baelish's family keep was.
Yeah, that's Cork. See, that's Cork in Ireland where J.R.R. Martin took us. So it's fuck's sake, the all true is Edmure, man. Fuck you, J.R.R. Sorry, go ahead.
Bookmark. A bookmark.
Yep.
All right, now I have to figure out how to get out of this.
All right. I think there's like you should be able to just click on the 3 dots and remove, or I can just stop screen. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Christina.
Boom, boom, pow. Yes, Johnny.
Yeah, can I ask you a mad question?
A mad question?
A very mad question. Spoilers where we don't care about.
Okay, give me a mad question.
Right, so Christina and Corley's Valerian, the master, the legend of the seas, and you spoke about how he still carried on to Westeros without dragons or whatnot. My mad question to you on a theory is, you know what people forget about on the show is water magic. Do you think that like he possibly had people in Rhina or the recruitments that floated up there and shit? Like his name of Master of the Seas, do you think he indulged with these people and didn't say anything to the rest of the other people to kind of keep it his own as to be the master of the seas, aka the master of the water magic, and that's why we're not hearing about it, because he kept that to himself and kept them with him. Mad theory. Nothing.
I have a question.
I can't answer this question right now.
Yeah. Well, I have a question for everyone. Did John's mic go wonky for anyone else a little bit, or was that just me?
No.
Okay.
Here.
I heard most of what you were saying, but there was a portion where it sounded jumbled a bit, John. But what you're asking, I want to make sure. Once Sphinx comes back, I just want to make sure I'm understanding. You're asking if with the water magic, or of all the people that we know may have had access to water magic, do you think Corlys learned it and then kept it to himself from the rest of Westeros?
Or his family as well, how they mastered the seas,
okay.
like, and they did it to themselves, like, because you don't hear about it.
I would.
All right, I'm back.
That's what I'm saying. I would as well. That's why I'm asking.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I think well, Sphinx, you go ahead, because the question was given to you first, ma'am.
Can you repeat the question? I'm sorry, my daughter called me. I got distracted. You were asking about water magic?
And Corlys Valyrian, or his ancestors, like, you can go back how long as you want, and when they ventured to Westeros without dragons, do you think they took on board some of the people who practiced in water magic from Rhaenyra, who ended up, like, when Nymeria took them to Dorne and shit, we know that. But do you think he took some of them on board with him, or her, when they mastered the sea, and he kept that kind of in-house, and he didn't tell the rest people, hence them being masters of the seas? It's a mad one, but we're being mad tonight, so let's go.
That feels like a reach. Do you think that, like, when Nymeria came, that she was using, like, magic with her ships?
Water magic, specifically water magic, was a thing, though. It wasn't like a question, it was a fact. Like, water magic was a thing. It just stopped. Like, my question is, like, where does it stop? Or
okay, let me give you this. Let's say, yes, Corlys uses water magic, so nobody else would know.
Yes.
Well, they're shipmates. No.
I'm petty. Shut up.
Yeah, I'm petty. I'm petty. I'm at the lowest level. I'm like the people.
So I'm trying, because he's so
people scraping the decks and shit. Like, nobody knows.
You ain't saying nothing.
That this man is using water magic, and it hasn't gotten out.
He's not.
There are no secrets in Westeros. Like, everything gets out.
So what happened to the people that use water magic? Like, you think they just died out? Like, they're gone. That's what they use.
About Nymearia's peeps?
Well, in general, yeah. You can link that anywhere. But it's like, do you think they're just gone?
Unfortunately, they don't pass down their magics, and it just doesn't get inherited. I don't know.
That's what I'm asking. Like, do you think that, like, I don't know. That's what I'm just saying. I'm just like, do you think they're gone? Are they out? Like, what the closest we have is the water dancer, Syrio Forel, and that's more of a dance with a sword rather than an actual magic.
He was a water
I'm just
dancer.
asking the question. Like, yeah, I'm just asking the question. Like, do you think it's gone? Do you think water magic is gone? Like, or is it?
First of all, I never believed in water magic, but second of all, I do believe it's gone.
the force.
First of all, it doesn't exist. Second of all, it's gone.
I think it's there, but it's more so. I don't think it's Corlys. Like, where do we all stand? And I agree. I asked Christina the question, but I do agree, like, half with it. But I think water magic is there. I just don't know where the fuck it's used.
I think that the water magic was there. I mean, like, it's specifically written about, especially when Valyria started to invade the Rhonar and the Rhonish lands. I think it's not used as much, and it's only a very small portion of it has been passed on. I think the group of is Orphans of the Green Blood or something like that. It's a ragtag group that is based mainly in Dorne, and they're like the closest in bloodline right now to the original Rhonish people that are still there. However, I don't think it would be water magic per se that Corlys or his ancestors may have come upon, but they were very well traveled, and I'm pretty sure they would have come up on several times on to the Summer Islanders, and the Summer Islanders have this special type of boat that they make, and no one else knows their secrets on how to make these boats. But it doesn't matter how dead the sea is at any given time, but their boats will always still flow perfectly fine without sails, without rowing, because of the magic that they build their boats with. That they I think they're called swan ships or butterfly ships, something like that. But they have those special boats that can just always go and get them to where they need to get them to. So I think something like that would be more so what the Valerians of old had run up on. And the Summer Islanders, as far as I've seen, are some melanated folks. And with the new lore that we have for the show, the Valerians are also lovely melanated folks. So I think they would definitely more easily trade that secret, or just let them in on that secret to help give them a leg up on their travels up above the other families. So yeah, I think there could definitely be an element of magic in there that is unseen and kept secret. And thinking about what you said earlier, John, where Corlys did give that threat to where, like, yo, watch yourself, okay? You're not the only ones that know some shit out here. So I mean, that I think thinking of it that way, that gives even more weight to that threat. So could the Valerians have some type of magic secretly? Yes.
I'm also very biased to the actor who plays Gordon. So
yeah, 100%. I will the same.
Very staunch and stuff. I'm a big fan of him. But yeah, no, I hear you. And I know the water magic. If you say that to me like fucking 6 years ago, I tell you, I appreciate your opinion, but you're your fucking mind. And then the older I get, like, it's like, yeah, some of these some of these streams, some of these branches that we go through, maybe factually it's not being cut off, so why not have fun with it,
Mm-hmm. And yes, Jackie, waterbenders. Yeah, I have always said I think that there are benders just called different things in this land of Westeros, especially when it comes to what the situation with the neck and their moving housing structures and all of that. So yeah, there's some type of bending going on, I think, all over the place.
Where does Meeks and Lady D land on the whole water magic?
Ladies, chime in.
Westeros, in the current Westeros, like, you think it's gone? That means it's gone. You think it's gone? I think it's absolutely gone.
I don't think it's.
I don't think it's gone. I just think they be sitting there minding their business. They're like, oh, look at that shit over there.
But they fought against dragons. Remember, they ended up losing. They fought against. Like, hey, we'll fuck you up, man. They were
like, once they left their general vicinity, I'm not worried about them things over there. Them dragons, like, once, like, everything that happened, and the people who are left, like all the dragon riders who had their dragons, they're gone. And this is like, I feel like
we're sitting over here.
Yeah, I feel like we're over here. You know what I'm saying? And they're over there.
That's why Aegon never went back. They begged Aegon to come back over to Valyria. He was like, you know what? I'm good. He went and helped them out with one battle. And then he was like, I think what George wrote is something to the effect of he never looked east again.
No, Aegon. Oh, you're talking about the Conqueror.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Don't be Alice.
I was about to talk about Aegon the second. I was like, of course his ass got wrecked. He didn't want to come back. He got his shit handed to him.
He's asking about the water magic that's over in the east, south.
That's the road. Yeah.
Oh, are they gone? Like, yeah, I'm like, where the fuck did they go? It's like, where are you?
Yeah.
I said they might be chilling, just minding their business, because they're like, that's crazy shit that's happening over there.
I think they aided the Valyrians and they helped in Dorne, and then they just went quiet.
That's true. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
You see this from Jackie C? I don't know. I'm just getting back to what you guys were talking about while I was gone, but she says There were also people who
Yes.
lived
Oh,
in the Dothraki Sea when it was a huge lake that had moving
moving
castles in the water.
that part. That part. I was actually just looking at the map and thinking, I wonder what the Children of the Forest did in Dorne that turned so many parts of it into a desert. Because it does not seem natural that so many parts of that area are just desert lands where they have to actively make passageways to bring in water and vegetation and all that. It I don't know what it is, but it's something fishy about that. So great thought, Jackie.
Just
I'm like,
highlighting
okay,
this
I
team.
I love how
Black-
Christina, I love how Christina clicks that and she doesn't click the comment above.
Listen,
I'm not
we're not
clicking
doing
that Team
We're not doing
Green
that.
shit. No,
We're not
it's
doing
Team
that.
Black all day over here.
Because I'm like, even if you look at the map, you can see like usually near the coast there would be grass or green or something.
Exactly.
It's the reverse.
But there
They
isn't.
sucked all that shit out.
That's
And
what I'm
it's
saying. I think
it's
that
out.
the
So, yeah,
children did
they
some
would-
crazy shit,
they
just
was
like
I can tell you better than I can tell you.
ooh.
That's what happened.
Sphinx. I have a theory question. If you're ready to go to another subject,
I'm ready.
what do all of you guys think of the theory that what happened at Hardhome was a testing site for the Doom of Valyria?
Wait, what?
Can you give me more context, Jake? Give me a little bit more.
Okay, the theory that I saw, if I'm remembering correctly, they're saying that what happened at Hardhome, which Hardhome was a decently thriving waddling community up north, and we saw Hardhome in the show. It didn't look great at all, but before that, long before, it used to be a decent bit of land to live on. And they're saying that now, if you read the book, when they say what's going on at Hardhome, it's that like the basically nothing really grows. It's hard to live there, period, which is why it's called Hardhome. The caves that are near there, there's always like screaming and wailing heard from them. So essentially, like they're super haunted for some reason, and there's just a whole bunch of really diabolicalness that shows it. It's almost like it's like you could say it's almost like another Heron Hall. There's like just crazy shit that happens there all the time. Outside of also slavers come through on a regular basis and kidnap people.
Because I was definitely like, girl, what you talking about? Like with Jon Snow? But then I clicked on the linky because there's this map. I love this map.
Yeah.
I clicked on it and I read a little bit of
It's a
history.
good map. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good map.
And I read
Yeah,
a little bit of
it's a
history. I was
great
like,
map.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think it could have been.
I think it could have been too. I think that's a really, really good theory. Who I don't remember who made it. That's not original to me, but it's one that has stuck in my head through the years because it fits the crazy ass magic that we know the children were doing, and then looking at how Hardhome ended up, and then seeing how old Valyria ended up, and like it's called the Smoking Sea for a reason. Like it's kind of like Chernobyl. It's still festering from whatever they did to it during the day.
It would show their successful outcome on the Fist of Dawn and the Breaking the Dawn, like the candles and we're coming out. So I was like, this is their success, like this is what we actually
the stepstones. Yeah, the stepstones were like the precursor to the neck. Like they tested it out, they knew they could break that land up, and they did it again at the neck.
That's interesting, yeah. Because you're not going to throw your test out like on your actual target. You're going to test it, and then you'll throw on
exactly.
You know what I mean?
So Amy says Hardhome was like a Shy in Valyria after the Doom.
That's what I think about a Shy also. That's another theory I believe. I think a Shy
is
like the capital city of the outside of it being covered in that disgusting oil, and like you can't grow food there. Everything is imported. And
there's no children, which is weird.
There's no children. All of the fish are like glowing and nuclear, and you can't eat them because you will die. You can't walk around even late at night unless like you're a Shiderbinder and you have to like cover your face for whatever the reasons. I don't know. But yeah, a Shy is not a great place. And what that says to me from the world that we know around a Shy is that something very, very difficult and horrible that was magical happened there. And my theory, I'm sure I read it somewhere, and other people have had this thought too, but that was like one of the main capital cities or places in the Great Empire of the Dawn, and it got trashed during like the first long night when the Lion of Night invaded with all of his demons and got past the 5 forts and fucked up Asshai.
Man.
Lady D,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
what
Lady
happened
D,
in that
thoughts
story,
on
man?
Hardhog?
You're my expert. I don't fuck around when Lady D's around. I don't fuck around. Lady, can you tell me the background of soy? Like why is that flat as a fucking Asian woman doing ice skating? And what happened there?
I don't know shit about Asshai. Boom.
Johnny, that was racist. That was very racist. What you just
I didn't
said.
mean it. I didn't mean that. I'm a stupid leprechaun. I'm ginger, and I like it. I'm sorry. What happened in that show? Though? Can I read without any bollocks? Can any what happened in that show? I don't know.
We don't know.
I have no idea.
It's a big question mark.
Asshai
is a giant question mark.
Yeah, just not even joking. Like I don't know. I have nothing that I don't know what the hell happened to Asshai. All I know is that any place that like there's no children being born, like, or any place where that's something. There's something very, 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 very unnatural about that place.
Yeah, there's something to be concerned.
Yeah, because like the worst places on Earth where there is no food and barely any water, and where there are children being born. So there's
on a map though as well, isn't it? It's like if you look at Asshai, it's close to like not the Knife Fort specifically.
It's
like on
far. It's
You put it
hold on. Let me pull it up on the map.
Here comes the map. The map's coming back. Here we go.
My map is not closed.
On the map.
I'm about.
Yeah, not at all.
School, then shut the fuck up.
Okay, so Asshai is like super. Isn't it? Oh no, it's not near Karth. What is Asshai near?
Hold on, trying to get my life.
I forgot. Yeah.
I would just see a real world map, and then you have Australian show, and then America is close to it, and you put it on a globe. Like, maybe Asshai is like that with fucking Westeros.
No, it's not. It's not south of Valyria. That's where Sithorios is. Let me go back up.
Hold on.
Hmm?
Is it on this map?
Is it? It should. I recall seeing it on this map before. I just need to look over and find it. One moment until y'all scrolling. I forget what it's next to. It's not like any like dot.
JD Peasy,
Actually, I'm silly. Let me just look at the freaking table of contents.
Oh, that would have been smart.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just saying, because we're just looking at the map, like where the word is.
Right. Exactly, and that's absurd.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Asshai called the Shadowlands, or am I messing that up?
The Asshai by the Shadow is what it's called. You're correct.
I maybe, you know what? I don't see it.
But yeah, I know I've seen it on here before. But continue with the combo. I will continue to scroll and search, and I will check in when I find it.
So I have I was doing a little reading online about some theories and stuff, and I saw one that said it stated that Rhaena does not have a dragon at this point.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And then when Morning is born, she's too small to fight. So some people are saying maybe Rhaena will take the place of Nettles and ride Sheep Stealer.
I don't like that.
I hate that theory. I don't like it.
Darn it.
I rebuke it. I rebuke it.
I didn't like it either.
Because we know what happens to Rhaena. Like, she lives. She survives the dance.
Exactly.
She survives.
But so does Sheep Stealer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Sheep Stealer.
Also, so does Nettles. They just happen to, disappear
Yeah.
across the sunset.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, kind of, because we think Nettles is the reason why you have the burned men, like the guys that go to seek the witch out in the hills, and then they come back burnt.
Wait, hold on.
Remember
Uh,
that whole
yeah.
like there's clearly a dragon up there,
No.
and there's a woman up there who, for a while, no,
Okay.
y'all don't remember that?
Where? No, I don't. No, I don't remember. School me, please. Where are these burned men? Where is this place they're going to get burned?
Man, you about to make me look this up because. Okay, so the burned men were. Do you remember when Tyrion got those clans to fight for him?
The Burnman,
On the
yeah.
At the Vale. So so you think she's up in the Vale?
So there were this offshoot that branched out or whatever after the Dance of the Dragons, and they worshipped a fire witch that was in those mountains, the quote unquote fire witch. And so they would send their boys to bring her gifts, right? And risk the flames of her dragon to prove their manhood. And this is what they told the maesters. And so people are thinking that was Nettles. She basically took up residence in the Vale of Arryn. And so now, well, not now, but like in the current Song of Ice and Fire story, the burned men are the descendants of those people who branched out from that original group, whatever that group was. Oh, Painted Dogs, who branched out from the Painted Dogs, who decided to start mutilating themselves and burning off their body parts because the the fire witch is dead now. But back in the day, they would go to the fire witch or whatever to brave, the dragon, and presumably get burnt, part of their bodies burnt, to prove that they were men. And that's Nettles. I'll send you the whatchamacallit, but the
I
thought
sent it
process
it's actually in the wiki, the Ice and Fire wiki.
There you go.
Because I typed in sheep stealer and it was like a little blurb at the bottom.
Thank you.
So they're thinking that's Nettles.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't like the idea of combining two characters. I don't care, especially since we know
Not
what happens to
those
Raina.
two.
We know what happens to her.
Right.
Yeah, and
We
she's
know.
significant.
I think the only basis in this theory is that she needs a dragon so she can fight. And not just be an NPC. Yeah, so I could see them trying to give her purpose, because right now all she's doing is getting sent off with the babies
and the eggs
to go protect them.
And we know 3 of those eggs go to Dany. So there's still 1 egg left. So
I don't like that they did that either.
That should be her dragon.
Those eggs
no,
go to Dany.
That's the other kid.
Because that's when she hatches morning. That's when she hatches morning. So it probably is one of her dragons.
That's been confirmed.
Well, no, listen. For the show, they're saying that those 3 eggs will end up being Dany's. But what's her name? Who is it? Farman.
Joffrey. Yeah, not Joffrey.
It starts with the E, isn't it?
The eggs that Alyssa Farman ends up taking across the Narrow Sea that end up with Illyrio. Those are
Alyssa Farman before this or after this?
After.
Okay.
I think no.
Or was she before?
No, it would have been before.
No, she was before. Right, she was before. You're right.
They would have had more dragons and shit because they had dragons. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let me find the list. Why am I looking this up? I'm so
me too. I'm over here. When I am not saying anything, my ass is reading. My ass is reading.
Can I add a little bit of flavour to it as well, though? Because Grand Maester and Bennifer believe that far away from Dragonstone, dragon eggs might not hatch. Some dragon eggs also on Dragonstone do not hatch, but instead turn to stone. When King Aegon II Targaryen attempted to hatch an egg, according to Mushroom, he sat on one of days for day and night, and it didn't work out. So it's all these different stories and concepts of believe it, you believe. But literally, the show producer said that's Daenerys' eggs, and J.R.R. Martin's on that fucking team where he's giving them the green light. But yeah, that's Daenerys' eggs.
So the show producer said that those are Daenerys' eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Under J.R.R. Martin's guidance. So yeah, I accept it.
But there was 4, right? So
Yes.
Yeah,
there's
as far as
morning.
others.
The
Yeah,
4th
that's what
one
I'm
is
saying.
morning.
Yeah, the
As far
blue
as
one is
others.
morning because she was a blue dragon. That's what we're assuming.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what
And if you look at the colors, it actually makes sense. But yeah, that's all them motherfuckers, isn't it?
But she's
I'm
gonna
like,
be
didn't
too
they?
small to fight, and it could be possible that they might change it up and give Rhaena something she can actually ride into battle.
Did
Oh,
she
please.
fight
I
in the
don't.
books? I don't remember.
I
No,
don't think she did.
no,
No.
she.
No.
Okay,
I
well,
don't think
it,
she's not going to.
then morning doesn't need to be writable.
Yeah.
Morning doesn't necessarily need to be writable then.
No, she doesn't.
It's just not whole dragon like that. That's it.
Like, how did they assume? Like, so they just assumed that the eggs that Dany were gifted were just stone.
Why
Yeah,
were they
they
stoned?
assumed they were.
And
No, I think they were taken
So-
away from someone that had the gene to hatch them.
Exactly. So if you can't hatch dragon eggs and your eggs go away from you, now they turn to stone until somebody that can hatch them comes across them.
Because that's what I'm like. So
That's
technically,
what I
like,
think.
all of the, even if they have any of the eggs that are still stone around, they are viable dragons, right?
Yes.
yeah, technically, yeah.
If you get them around the right person, and Dany seems to have the gene.
Yeah. So he's Jack and the Guards chasing the fuck out of her in the books, and nobody's talking about.
I think Jaqen had a whole list of people that he was meant to collect, and I think Arya was one of those people. That's one of my longest standing theories is they were looking at Arya for longer than we knew. I think he put himself in the black cells purposely to be taken and then run into Arya.
Indoctrination Scientologist. He made her a Scientologist.
Faceless. What they say about faceless men is they don't get caught. They're that good. They don't get caught unless they want to get caught.
And do you know what I wanted to
Going
ask
in
you?
those cells.
Do you know what? Sorry, AK. On top of that, I wanted to ask that question to be like, you know, the whole dragons and water magic. Then you have the faceless men. What do you think is the worst, the worst enemy to face? Like, would it be a faceless man? Would it be people with water magic, or would it be people on dragons? Because for me, it's an easy faceless man. The fuck out of there. I don't know who the fuck I'm talking to.
Versus people on dragons?
I think all of them are dangerous for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But the faceless men, I will put a gold star though also next to that for the faceless men. I will give them edge in the fight because I don't know who they are. They're that good in their disguises that you don't know. You could think that you're talking to your husband who you're laying down in bed next to, or your wife, and that may not actually be them. You would not be able to tell because they are that good.
That's true. That's
So
scary. That's so scary.
That's a lot scarier to me than a dragon.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's scary.
It's the faceless man. They're the big not like unless they want to take over the world, but they don't give me them vibes. It's kind of just like don't fuck with them. I'm not gonna fuck with them.
I think they're a collection agency. I'll get into that another time, but
I like the angle. Like, you can't just drop 2 cents. Come on, give me more.
That is the best, worst thing I've ever heard.
But okay, like all right,
Like, it makes sense, but they trash.
Give me more, lady.
I look at the Iron Bank of Bravos and the Faceless Men as one organization, and then when you see how the Iron Bank is trying to get their money back from I guess you would call them the Lannisters, technically the Lannister Baratheon throne. It looks like the 3 phases of debt collection, where they come or they send you a letter and they're like, "Yo, you need to pay us," and you either make arrangements or you don't.
The bailiffs.
No, they do. They come a couple times. You decide that no, I'm not going to pay it, and then they write it off. And how do they write it off? They freaking kill you.
They replace you.
Just like the debt collected. And I think when they come to write it off, and they tell you like in the books, like that's how literally empires rise and fall because you mess around and you didn't pay. So they go ahead and they write off your debt and they send in the faceless men to come get that money one way or another.
100%. 100%.
Let's
remember both of those organizations, to Lady D's credit, what she was just saying, they stem from the same place. All of them came from being slaves of Valyria.
Yeah, they
and
couldn't
as a
breathe.
descendant
That's how
of a slave,
That's how Bravos was founded.
you know, as descendants of slaves, you already know, okay, well, the best way to not be a slave, because there were black people who weren't enslaved, right? The best way to not be a slave is to have money. It is what it is. So y'all
Yep.
keep on having money and lending this money out and taking that money back, and you'll remain free.
Pentos, yeah, Pentos.
What do you
like
guys
this.
think about
Pentos,
this statement that part of the faceless men making trainees go blind is to try to open a third eye?
Huh.
I agree. I feel
I
like
can see
it.
that.
I hear the words.
I like that theory.
I would say that's a portion of it, but at its base level, it really is just a training. It is also just a training tactic. It teaches you not only to open up your third eye. Arya, again, they was checking for her, has the ability to open her third eye for sure, because the way she sees in Bravos when she's going through this training is through the eyes of all the alley cats.
Mhm.
But besides that, you learn to use your and rely on your other senses. Like anyone that has like that major disability will tell you, if you lose your eyes, your other senses are going to ramp up and kick in. So you learn to function with that. Same thing if for deaf folks. So I like the mysticism in opening up your third eye, but it is also just a sound training tactic also.
And I think it's a good backup for in the event that you are compromised in some way where you cannot see anymore. As a faceless man, you'd still be able to fight. You'd still be able to function, and whatever objective still hit it. But
I agree. I think it's important to not be able to see but still be able to fight and protect yourself in attack.
Yes.
Without sight. Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't cut off her hearing too at some point and just make it so she can't hear shit.
Word.
She can only look around.
We don't figure it out.
We don't know. We don't know that they didn't. I mean, I feel like they have the tools. They would have a potion that they could give her that would take away her hearing.
Yeah.
Faceless men are some pretty magical motherfuckers.
Are they magical? They are very magical. Yeah, they switch faces.
Listen,
forget that question. That was
they got a bag of faces.
I'm sorry. They switch faces. I'm like, are they magical?
They were enslaved by really magical people. Remember, like they were
doing
all that blood magic and everything in Valyria, and then you had these people working in the mines, working for you. Whenever they picked that stuff too.
In those mines with where the fireworms, they also had to learn how to deal with fireworms because they would run into that in those disgusting mines.
They learned that too. They would have had to.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the house or you in the field, whatever you want to call it. Like you're gonna pick up stuff from your quote unquote masters and figure it out.
100%.
And they clearly 100%. Did with that faceless. They clearly did.
I want to open an invite to the chat. If anybody has any theories or ideas they want to discuss, please just say it and we can chat about it.
The god of many faces is money. Okay.
I know my next theme song on my videos.
Look, if you think Johnny is not about to make that a bar, you are mistaken.
No.
He's got bars for days, apparently.
I believe it. My name is Kendrick Lamar. You know what I mean? We don't fuck with Drakes, y'all rock fakes. We got bars for days, let me tell you. We got bars for days. Yeah, I'm taking
y'all heard my theme song, right? In case y'all didn't know, who made my theme song? That man did. That man
I
right
there. No, I need a theme song.
Sansa, she likes the Wanza.
No.
But Christina, you kidding me? I love you. I got bars for days.
You're not gonna make a Sansa diss track.
I already did. Actually, but I won't give you that one. I'll give you another one. I got shit about the Sphinx and the riddles. Let me tell you. I got you. Yeah, can I ask one? I don't think it's gonna go down with Daemon.
Listen, I'm confuzzled. I'm conflicted.
Where is the boy?
I don't understand because I don't know where they're going with this.
They said he's in Old Town.
You know where
Did
they're
they
going.
say it,
show.
like, did they
But it's
say it in
also
the
his dragon
show
is too
that
small.
he's
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
In
but
the
his,
show.
his
They said
dragon
it,
is
right?
also too small.
Yes,
He
they
said his
said it in
dragon
the
is too
show.
small, and he's at Old Town, and we can count on him eventually as someone who is easier and more malleable to on the throne. But
train on the
And he
throne.
every
has a
single time
dragon.
every single time that he is mentioned, this bitch flinches and flips. And
She flip. See, and that right there is why we were thinking that possibly he looks there's a little coal mixed into that DNA. Now, someone did say in my comments that it doesn't make sense that he would be Kristen Cole's kid because he's a dragon rider.
Yeah, it's got a dragon.
I don't know. I mean, I think
No,
it's the same thing
AK,
as
it
the
doesn't make
Galerions
sense. It
because
doesn't make no. There's no heritage there. That's a high tower in a coal.
haven't they been intermarrying with the Targaryens also for
But it
quite some
doesn't
time?
work that way. Quite
work?
The blood is
obviously, it
there.
doesn't work that way because if that was the case, all people would be riding dragons all the time. Like you have to have a
Not if
strong
that's
tie
that specific gene
into the
is in
bloodline
your
to
blood.
do it, or else the Targaryens were dropping babies off everywhere.
everywhere. Listen, they did not believe in outside of the body. They was like,
But
Shout
inside
out
of
to
the
the
win.
stock.
Their
not
pullout
all of them were
game, their
dragon
pullout
riders though.
game is lame. Like they're dropping babies
You know
everywhere.
what you mean lame? Not non-existent. I think it would be the better term.
Non-existent. You're right. Yeah.
Non-existent.
So if there's not all these people out there able to tame dragons, I don't believe that a non-Targaryen would ever be able to tame a dragon. I don't believe that Nettles is a non-Targaryen. I think that she
That's
is.
why I think she's a bastard. Yeah, I think
I
she's
think
a
she is.
bastard.
And I think that she's gonna be a brown-skinned,
Mhm.
maybe brown-haired.
We've already seen that actress. We just don't know for sure if that's her.
It has to be, if Nettles is white, yeah, and I'm straight for honesty, I'll have a problem with it. It's like, no, Nettles is definitely not a fucking white person or whatever the fuck. It's like Nettles is, as you say, brown skin. It's like, and leave it, like, just do it. Do it right. If you're gonna cast shit, do it right.
No, she's gonna be brown-skinned.
Meeks, you got that picture?
She's a Corliss bastard.
But I don't think she's a bastard. I just think she's
Is that
just
right?
a random. So I'm different.
No.
Oh, she's a random. You're right. She's a
I think
random.
it's
yeah.
No, but that's
a
what I think.
random.
No. Why she is key is because she tames a dragon without the blood of all of these motherfuckers. That's why I think she is key to the story.
No,
In
she
my
tamed
opinion,
the dragon because she doesn't. She doesn't
tamed the
speak
dragon.
Targaryen.
have
She
their
don't know
blood
how
on
to
it.
talk to a dragon. She don't know how to approach him.
When
I believe that
writing
Corlys
history
will help
He's the underdog.
his kids tame dragons.
I
Rhaenys
don't
is
think
dead.
Alan
He might have been
Alan
helpful.
isn't going to have to. Not Alan. It's Adam. It's the younger brother that becomes a writer, I believe. Yeah. I don't think he's going to need to do a whole lot to tame Sea Smoke. I think Sea Smoke has already chosen him. That's why.
Here's another question.
Hold on a second.
How is he going to
Say me
tame
again.
Sea Smoke while Laenor, thank you. Laenor is still alive.
I think he's dead.
He's dead.
I think he's dead. That's the only reason.
Mysterious told us like, he looks lonely. She said it. It's like he looks
You
lonely.
think he's
Yeah.
dead?
Okay. So in the book, listen.
Why
Yeah,
would
his
they
storyline
do
in the
that?
book is
why would they save him and then he's just dead?
Because he was supposed to go out there and do what he wants to do.
He went to go play soldier. Remember, that was the whole thing.
No.
Remember.
I mean, on the show.
Yeah, that's what we mean. He wanted to do what
Yes, that's what I mean.
So that was the whole thing.
Shit.
He wanted to go and explore the world and whatnot. Like that was the whole thing that he was telling Rhaenyra in the first place why he couldn't stay in the Red Keep. He was like, "Yo, you can stay here. We could have had some fake kids, you know what I'm saying, that actually looked like you. We could have did the thing, but you out here running around all the time." And he was just like, "Yo,
had at least one.
He hated here, and I want to go like freaking explore the world and fight shit." So that was.
And he was killed by that Carl, and Carl is who we saw him crossing the narrow sea with. So something had to have happened over there, because if Laenor was alive, I don't think Sea Smoke we would be seeing Sea Smoke here.
It doesn't work that way. Exactly.
It don't work that way. Exactly.
Rider is still alive. Like you're not going to
bond
bond to another rider.
That's why he's got to be dead.
Which is why,
around Dragonstone, like, what am I gonna do? Ooh, I
right, like hello. Oh wait, hey,
so, like, guys, help me understand why on the show they would save him.
I think they had something planned, but then they changed their mind.
I don't think so. I think that he just didn't want to be there, and they knew that he was an obstacle, and they didn't want to kill him. Like the family themselves didn't want to kill him. They just wanted him to be out there, be happy, and do what they want to do, because Rhaenyra loved him. She did. She loved him, and she was like, "We're not happy here. We're getting ready to be in some shit. They talking about how these kids ain't yours. We got to figure out what to do." So,
but for the show, Meeks,
I'm talking strictly for the show. I'm talking for the show. That's what I mean. I'm not talking about.
Why wouldn't they just kill him off and just let him go?
Because it shows that Rhaenyra is not as ruthless as people think she is. Because in the book,
exactly,
they had her killed because they wanted to be together. They loved each other so much because they're trash.
No. Well, also,
that's why they did.
Also, they showed us that this was a thing that they had talked about even before they both went say, okay, we're good with the betrothal. They came up with that plan together, and they stuck by that plan. Had it been me, though, I'm sorry. Look, Laenor, I get it. My dude, you're not interested in the Punani. I understand. However, you still need an heir. You only got to do it one fucking time.
Bring your friend in.
Just pop out one melanated half Targaryen, and boom, you're done. Then you can go play with all the boy toys you want.
Do you know what it feels like? Do you remember when Renly got caught with fucking Tyrell?
Yes, exactly that.
Marjorie walked in, so I can bend over and look like a man. Like, that's mad shit. You can't force that on someone. That's a shit. You can't force that on someone.
And Marjorie knew the game, and I'm just saying, you know what your duties are. As a husband in that relationship right now, you know what your duties are, especially being the heir. You need to make something that is unquestionable. Had she had a little brown skinned baby, half of this shit would not have been able to fly, because she would have said, "Hey, he right there."
And let it be a boy.
The shit that Allison was doing, yeah, exactly, a boy heir, precisely. Because that would have solidified it, and half of this shit they would not have been able to get away with, and honestly, we wouldn't be here. So, why didn't they do it? Because plot. We wouldn't have.
They said they tried. They said they tried, but
did they?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I forgot. Yeah, he couldn't keep it up long enough.
That's what I'm saying. You should bring your friend in.
Wait, hold on. No, not even that. Look, you can call the maester. Okay, they have potions like for days for all that stuff, bro. That's exactly what I was about to say. You could have went and got you some fermented crab, and this wouldn't have been a problem.
The whole conversation almost like Christina, yeah. She just has a finger on her chin. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so they definitely do try, but I that's the reason why, because in the books, Rhaenyra and everything she does is skewed to be as hateful and calculating,
horrible,
and like she's a horrible person when she's really not. And so we're seeing the truth of her character, because she didn't have to go over to the to King's Landing and talk to that crazy ass chicken at goddamn Sept. She could have just been like, okay, bring out the dragons, but she wanted to give it one final try, because she really, really, really didn't want to fight because of what her father imparted into her, which I get. But I say if you would have blown them up a little bit. She didn't have to leave King's Landing.
She understands what happens when dragons go to war, and she's trying to prevent.
She does. See, here's the thing: had she stayed at King's Landing and not went to Dragonstone,
why did she
that would have solved so much.
Landing? Why did she go to Dragonstone? I'll never understand.
Neither.
It don't make sense. So now in the book it made sense, because Daddy was like, okay, I'm tired of this bullshit. Y'all arguing too much. You go over there and you go in that room right there. And that was it. But here they made it very clear that this was a choice on her. So why would you do that? If that was me and my throne was in jeopardy, I'm the heir. No, I am in Allison's face 24 fucking 7. As soon as she wakes up, how you doing?
I am with my papa. Because she was
So
pregnant at the
Rhaenyra
time,
went
right?
to Dragonstone and thought she was
She
going to
was.
press her claim from Dragonstone after Viserys
Hmm.
died.
She thought they were going to be honorable and honor it.
She thought they were going to be honest, like she was
And
trying to
she
be. Well,
was-
I mean, outside of the kids.
Yeah, she should have known better.
Rhaenys did warn her. Rhaenys fucking told her.
Yeah.
And Auntie Nisi did try to warn her, which I always said Auntie Nisi should have been her hand. I mean, she kind of was, just without the pin.
Easy. I like that.
Yeah, I don't that's my biggest pet peeve about the entire situation. If she would have stayed, because ain't nobody getting in Daemon's face. If she would have stayed.
I'm telling you, from reading the book and watching like all the lore videos and stuff I watch, I still don't understand why Rhaenyra left King's Landing and went to Dragonstone.
It's
It
the
makes
biggest
no
question.
sense to me.
The biggest question.
Yeah,
She
unless
just
she was
separated
ordered to go there,
she separated herself from the crown and made
she
it
gave them the
possible to
opening.
get usurped because she wasn't there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think she was too comfortable.
Yeah, I think so too.
Way too comfortable, yeah. Because
Also-
Viserys was protecting her that much.
Yeah, she was just like, like the spoiled little rich girl syndrome, where you really thought your dad having everybody like swear fealty and all that was enough.
Like
and
that
not
was going to be enough.
realizing how the game is played and not realizing who's playing the game even for your dad, because Otto was playing the game for your dad, and after a while it was Otto and Alicent playing the game. Like, you should have paid attention.
For
The
themselves.
legends add to that. When Willem fucking stabbed the bracken in front of her, she was like, let's get the fuck out of here. Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, man, this shit is happening. Like, she didn't ask for that, of course. Like, but like immediately when she seen like a bit of violence, she's like, oh, get the fuck out of here. Which a normal reaction. I'm not shitting on her for that at all. But I just mean it's like, let's get the fuck out of here. But she could have signed to Kristen Cole. It's like, stop that. I just, obviously black. We know their history. Where it's like that's gonna happen anyways. But yeah, it's the holy shit violence. Get me the fuck out of here. And she did stand up to Daemon though with the eggs. Was like, give me that egg back. What are you gonna do? And she even looked at Sarat. To be fair, she did. Even younger than her. To be fair, we all made her shit, but she did. She flew up like a Final Fantasy summon. Give me that egg back. And Daemon was like, all right. Let's give her some credit. Let's give her some credit.
She was just annoyed with him. Like, give me that fucking egg.
She's like, yo, all the eggs. You know what? Had he chosen any other egg, she would not have went over there with that smoke. But you took the egg that was supposed to be her little brother's, and you did that shit on purpose. Because you're sick sometimes, Daemon. You don't give me my fucking baby brother's egg back, bruh.
I'm just saying, give young Rhaenyra some. You know, she did.
Yeah. She was
on the moon. It's like, what happened? What happened? You know, and she was there for it.
Like she said, look, be careful how you speak to me, my lord. Cyrax is very protective of me. And then you see the camera pan back to Otto. He took 2 steps back, like, well, what I was trying to say, princess. Yeah, you come with that respect now, huh?
I just
even Kristen Cole was speaking shit to Daemon. They were like, "Yeah, we beat you, you my god." And he's like, "Yeah, you did." I love Daemon. He's like, "Yeah, you did."
We could roast you in your suit. Shut up. I don't like you.
That made me like Daemon a little bit more. David, he took the L. I was like, "Yeah, all right."
Daemon will always talk his
story,
shit no matter what.
Yeah,
that's what I appreciate. That's why I appreciate him so much, because I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. In real life, I'm going to say what I'm going to say. You don't have to like it, but I'm going to say what I'm saying.
Okay, so I did sorry, Sphinx. I did find the map, but you were correct. I looked at all the corners, Mix. It was not Ashai was not on that map we were looking at.
What's going on?
You looked at the whole map?
Yeah, it's not there. It's like cut off. If they would have
went a little further, yeah.
Because right through Karth,
it's over. It's over by
Althos. Yeah, it's in the Jade Sea and something else.
Yeah.
So it's
the Jade Sea and the Manticore Isles is close. It's close to. I'll pull it up. You can when you're done with this statement, you can pop it up.
All right. So the statement: Rhaenyra was right to leave King's Landing and stay at Dragonstone, but she should have been making royal progresses around the realm in marriage pacts with other kingdoms for her sons for allies. Which is true, She was running out of sons at the marriage age.
She only had 2 at that time.
Yeah, she just had a couple.
But I still don't think she should have left King's Landing. She should have been.
But I don't think she should have left King's Landing.
She could
Yeah.
still do all of that in
She
Allison's
could have
face.
done all of that. Yep. Mhm.
Right in Allison's
Hindsight is
Right in her
face.
face.
amazing.
Matter of fact, she should have been doing all of that
Mhm.
in Allison's face.
Going to the meetings, being like, "Well, I'm setting up this, and that," and while she was pointing out
Sit
her breast,
right
like,
there.
"Yeah, bitch,
She
titties
should
make
have
milk."
still been on the small council, still
Mhm.
talking her shit and being like, okay, so you don't want to marry our, because she tried to marry the kids.
That would have been the smartest thing.
And
I'd be
that
like,
was
okay,
the
so you don't want to
smartest
marry my
thing to
kids? I'm
do.
gonna marry my kids to other people.
And also, can I just say though, Jace and Helena would have been an awesome couple.
Oh my god.
And you know, Helena would not have had any of the damn worries of for herself or for her babies had she been with Jace, because Jace would have actually treated her like a lady should be treated.
Side note, that could also be a part of the apology, like, "Mom, I forgive you," because you fucked up with that one.
Side
Facts.
note, that also could have been Aemon.
Sorry. I
Even-
flunked.
yeah.
God,
No,
yeah, no, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a
I
good
agree,
one.
but I don't
That's
like
a fucking
it.
good
It's
one.
Aemon. I'm gonna
That's
flunk
a good
out
one.
his name.
I agree that Eamon and Helena also would have been the better match,
Breed
but
Helena
between
Rice.
those two, no, listen. When I say the better match, I mean it would have been the better match between Eamon and Aegon. The number one would have been Jace.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Jace is too stoic. Jace is a Stark. He's a Stark baby, man. I don't see it. There's nothing.
You think he's too? I don't think he's too stoic.
Right? No,
Him
he's
and
not
Krieg,
stoic
him
at
and
all.
Krieg, him and Krieg on fucking chain, man. Whatever the fuck you want. It's absolute chain. It's like they were just up there rocking away, like, man. It's like he's too
They're
Stark.
friends. What's the problem?
Yeah, what's what? Yeah,
I've
what's
no
wrong with
problem
that?
with it. I'm just saying. I don't see him as like a Daemon or a When I see Targaryens, I see like a Daemon and then Aerys. Do you know what I mean? I see this shit. I'm not even gonna put Maegor in that. Like, even though I dislike Targaryens, I'm not gonna do Targaryens like that. But Maegor could have been misunderstood. There's a lot of arguments. But
Maybe
I don't see him. He's too stoic. Jace is too stoic to be Targaryen, and that's a
He
compliment.
is not. He's very
I don't know.
strong, and he's
I don't
very,
think, yeah.
he's learned,
Starks
he's
are very strong.
educated,
Yeah,
I don't think
trained
Joseph
up.
is
He's
stoic.
he's not stoic. Stoic means you're just like all like
Stark.
Always
Stark,
doom
everything's Stark.
and
like
gloom.
this.
It's like
I don't-
You've seen it. Krieg Stark, absolute stoic. Yeah. Like,
Okay,
feel like people in the North
Freaking
are
you could
stoic.
say
Raymond
is
Stark, yes, stoic.
well,
Jace
okay, but
Valerian, not stoic.
they live in winter like 98% of the time. Even in the summer, it snows. I would probably be real stoic if I lived in those lands
I'm gonna
too.
be pissed. Capital P, little ist. I'm gonna be mad as hell.
Everybody's pissed out there.
I'm just saying though, Jace gives me them vibes, and it's not this, man. I like Jace. He just gives me Stark vibes, man. He doesn't give me Targaryen vibes. He gives
I
me
just feel
Stark
like
vibes.
he is the last time, well, before all the shit hit the fan, he was just a kid. Because, his mom didn't impart any responsibility on them until it was too late. She should have been training them up, preparing
They gave
them
him
to
that horrible
defend.
wig.
Listen, he cut his hair at the wrong time. Like, sir, why'd you do that to yourself?
I am so glad that they have him with his real hair this season.
Because he had to grow that thing out. He looks so adorable. But the
Who's
fact
wig?
that
Whose wig are you talking about?
Jace
Jace.
Oh,
it's trash.
little
It's
baby
trash.
Jace.
It's ugly. But the fact that
I'm not talking this shit about Jace.
No, wait. No, not little baby, younger Jace. No, that younger Jace was fine.
We're
I'm pretty
talking
sure
about
that was
Jace.
his real hair. But
The
we're
second
talking about Jace that was sent on the mission before he left. What he looked like, that wig.
Y'all
that
gotta
was
let off these people in their wigs, man. They're just trying to make this shit
absolutely
come to
not.
life, man.
No, you know what? Because they heard all of our complaints. They heard all of our complaints. We were talking trash a lot during season 1, and now everybody
First
looks
season
so much
was
better.
so bad. No. They don't look better because Bela and Rhaena still look like garbage.
That's because they can't figure out that with the texture of black hair, you have to have the weight. Their hair looks like fluffy yarn. It looks
like
light
yarn.
Locks are heavy. My brother's locks. Let me say something. He flipped his hair once and hit me. I was like, ah! I hollered. It hurts. There's no weight to their locks.
My locks are in a ponytail right now, and it is very heavily pulling in one direction. So and my lights aren't even really long.
Says wigs are so much.
They are like at least around the perimeter.
So much better.
Corliss has got BBs, and I appreciate the BBs because
there's no way because that's exactly how it would look. If I could come on camera right now, that's exactly what y'all would see on my natural locks. They stepped the game up.
Do it.
I can't because that might mess up my microphone and
she'll disappear.
We have figured out the formula.
It'll be 4 people.
We have figured out the formula. As long as I am off the screen, and I just have a picture up, we don't have sound issues. Anytime I try to come on the camera, everything messes up, and we end up starting to stream like a half hour late.
Oh, here's a hot take. Jace should have been fostered in Winterfell. They would have been hardened and trained by a better master of arms.
All of her kids should have been.
I agree.
I agree
because they were not learning shit down south.
Can we all, Lady D? What's your 2 cents on that?
The Targaryens, to that point, the Targaryens should have been doing a lot more real talk, knowing what the Song of Ice and Fire is, or the Dream of Ice and Fire. Y'all should have been doing a whole lot more interfacing with the Starks, period. There should have been intermarriages. There should have been fostering. There should have been all sorts of crazy, to be honest, I agree with that point very much.
So, Lady D, since you said that, I've been coming up with this this random fanfic story for some years now. You want to help me with the background? Because I think there's 3 houses that are very prominent that I think should always have been allies, and it would be House Targaryen, the Starks, and also House Martell, specifically because of the magic in their lineages.
That's fair.
Which when it comes to bloodlines, that's why the Stark kids ended up the way they ended up, because all that shit coming down from Mad Lady Lofton to House Went, where Catelyn's from. And then mixing with all that magic northern blood, you end up with a green seer and a girl that's going to be probably like the Ward King if she was allowed to continue on her journey.
That's fair. Because Arya is warging across salt water. That's
that part. I don't know that people know how significant that is when it comes to supernatural things.
That's crazy. But yeah, okay. Let me know. Holla at me. I'll read it.
I'll send you the notes.
Could I substitute House Martell with House Reed?
They're already connected with House Reed. The Starks are already connected with House Reed. I count them as being part of the North.
Oh, so yeah,
yeah.
I mean, that's well, okay.
I would add in the Ironborn too, though, because there's a lot of untouched magic there that people don't talk about a lot.
No. Do you think that Jace will return to Winterfell?
I think he has to. Well, if they're going to put in the background things, well, shit. This I don't need to just talk around it. I forgot. Spoiler chat. If they're going to bring in Sarah Snow and all of the things around her, then Jace has to make another trip back to Winterfell. But who knows if they will, when they will, though, because it's not a bad time. It's not a good time for him to leave right now anymore.
That's why I'm a little confused at the pacing of this show still, because if we're following the pacing, Jace should be dead by the end of the season, right?
Yeah, he will be.
Or do you think we're ending on something else? Because
everybody's gonna die. Everybody's gonna die.
No, I mean this season. I don't think so.
Oh, this season.
This season.
Jace might be the highlight death at the end, the way Luke was
in the finale.
I think
they would have to have him
as son for a son. History repeats itself. Yes.
They would have to have him go soon.
On Sunday, we would have to see him going north on this weekend's episode.
That's the reason he would go north.
He doesn't have to go north. No, the north thing is done. Jace ain't going north.
He would have to go back again
Yeah.
the second time, right?
Well, how
Well, see,
Well, Jace dies in the gullet, and where's the gullet at?
for where for where that's still south. That's what Antonisi was patrolling when we ended at the end of last season. That's where she said, I'll patrol the gullet myself.
You're right.
That's where he
patrolling the
dies.
gullet. So yeah,
So
that's where
they're
Jace
cutting
dies.
out. Yeah, they're not touching on the Sarah Snow thing at all. I think they're gonna. There's no way that they could.
Jackie is saying even in the trailers, it's like Jace had the twins as well. Like that, Jace and the Starks is done.
That's
We're
the
done.
next episode.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I don't think.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Because I'm like, if he's supposed to die at the end of the season, there's no way they can make the trip back because it would have to be a season 3 thing, which means they would have to push back the fall of King's Landing, which means they would have to push back his death.
Season ender is Jace. Season ender is Jace, man. We're done. We're done with the.
Our season ender is the saga of King's Landing.
I think season ender is Jace heroic battle on the seas
because they usually don't end on a death. The death is usually the penultimate episode. They've always done that, and then they have like a little leading into the next season. So like I wouldn't consider Luke a major death, like because his was the season end. His was the episode 10, right? But now that they're taking out the episode 10, they got
he was the pop off,
yeah. So he was technically the pop off event, not the
and
the death
also,
was the penultimate death.
I think Jace is going to be the end death.
So wasn't he the ultimate death? The season finale death?
Because he was a season finale death. Viserys was the penultimate death.
The
when
penultimate
he died,
death. The more important death.
Yeah, he was the more important death. So that was the episode 9, which is the episode before the season finale. So I think Jace is going to be.
You got Rhaenyra's reaction to Luke's death.
Yes.
We're not.
But that's not the penultimate death. Viserys was.
Yeah,
so I think
Viserys was the more important death.
7.
I think Jace. I'm just saying. I think Jace is the penultimate death. I think Jace.
Yes,
Jace
I
is
think
the
so.
of this.
Which is why I think the last episode would be King's Landing.
Yeah, because it's and from where they are right now, it has to be King's Landing because we know once Aegon gets burned, there's a particular unless they're changing it. There's a particular place that he's going, and again, spoiler chat. Sorry, he's going to Dragonstone. That's where he's supposed to be treated. Rhaenyra is not there when he gets there because they have already gone and taken over King's Landing. So all of that has to happen, and we're at the timeline now where it was happening because we just saw Aegon get burnt to shit last episode. So they got to ramp it up.
In the next episode, he's going back to King's Landing in a box.
Literally in a box.
He's literally being carried.
That's right. In the trailer. I forgot he's in that trailer. Yeah. Damn.
So I'm like, that's what the timeline. Like this, I just needed to.
They're changing some things. Yeah. So it's going to be hard for us to predict exactly what the big divergences are going to be
with how doing for the as I said in my other stream. For the first time ever, what you are witnessing is the show is actually telling you what happens in the books because G.R.R. Martin is behind this shit. And he said, what you read there with these theories.
He said this is the truest form.
Story. So for once in your life, you're actually reading the show is telling you what's really going to happen.
I know that's why it's hard for us for me to sit here and speculate what we're going to see and what's happening next. We don't fucking know what the order is anymore. We don't know anymore.
Yeah.
It makes it fun, but bitch, I want to know.
I'm sick. I read Game of Thrones before I entered this community, and the book readers were the worst little bastards I ever spoke to in my life. I found myself more enamored with the show watchers than the book readers. So this is great.
Game of Thrones, the book series is different than this because the Song of Ice and Fire book series is POV based. So if we're reading a chapter, it's based on whoever the chapter title is. So it's their view of it. So we should be seeing it as it happens. This shit is from a history book. So we're seeing a realer version of a history book. That makes sense. So that's why I don't mind people being upset about the Game of Thrones not following the book because technically if I said this chapter is Tamika and Tamika walked downstairs and walked outside to go check the mailbox and found a bomb and blew up, you can't say that Tamika was upstairs sleeping and then woke up the next morning and went to work. If I said in my story that I went to check the mailbox and everything
And
went
then she died. Yeah.
So I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, that's definitely it. There's definitely a difference, and that's a lot of times. Folks will send me messages or jump into my DMs, trying to get at me, and I'm like, bruh, y'all are forgetting. In when it comes to Game of Thrones, the book is the book and the show is the show. But for here right now, George, the man who made up the stories, said this is the truest version of those events that has been put out thus far. So, and even without this show,
canon. This is canon.
Yeah, right. I mean, but even without this show, if you look at those history books, you have to remember those books are written by people that were not there hundreds of years later than they happen, and they are written in a very biased form. So there's a lot of it you have to take with a grain of salt. Yeah, just like our real history books, you have to look. You have to take everything with a grain of salt, because what you read might not be what actually was. What we're seeing here, per George, the creator, is the truest form of all of these stories. So that's why I always stand with, if it happened here, this is what I'm taking first before what I read in Fire and Blood.
Y'all may thank George. You know who I thank? I thank Christina the Sphinx for bringing back old nostalgia.
This is fun.
I'm grateful.
I feel absolutely.
Like we haven't done. We haven't done. I mean, look. Can we? Okay. Well, see, here's that's what we do. Can we make that like the trilogy? Can we make this the trio? We could be like the unholy trinity or something or other. Mix does the killer reactions, and then we do the after show.
Yes.
The discussion on my channel, and then come back to you, Sphinx, for the theories. But spoilers. Don't forget, don't come here if you don't.
Straight spoilers. Don't come here
because we got to talk
round
about
it out.
Do not show up.
I'm
perfectly fine with that.
This is fun. I gotta eat my cold food.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Well, you know what? I think you should take that as a compliment, though, Sphinx. That means that the conversation has been so riveting that Meeks has just let her food sit over there on the side.
It's not even on the side. It's downstairs in the kitchen. I came in here and sat down.
You didn't even go get the food.
I didn't. I did not.
What can I ask? What was it? Did you have delivery or did the brother cook? Did the sister cook?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. My mother is here, so we all ordered on her dime, which makes me happy.
Oh shit! Order on the mom's dime.
Do tell Mama Meeks I said hi. Wait, can she come say hi?
Hell no. Hell no. Barbara don't be on camera. Barbara, I can barely catch a picture of her.
I said when we get off.
No, she won't be on camera.
Need to see nothing.
I don't think you understand. She won't be on camera.
Okay. She don't like them pictures. Okay.
She don't.
Sphinxy, real quick before, just to touch back on that shy thing that we left because me and Meeks were researching the maps. Can you approve the share just so I can show y'all? And and if you guys can just
see it.
There you go. Yeah. So if you can keep in your mind and remember like where we showed all the way down by Sithorios, if you go to a little if that map would have went a little further south and a bit over to the left, I think it was, might have been the right. But then there's another continent that's called Olthos, and right on the tip of that, across the Saffron Straits, right over here, that's where Shai is. Very removed. When Bran is talking about that crazy ass dream he had, where he looked past the Heart of Winter or whatever, and they were mentioning something about Stagai. This is where right here is where Stagai is, which is not far from Ashai. And over here is the Ghost Grass Coast. And you remember what the Dothraki were saying in their prophecies about the ghost grass basically eating the world. So yeah, so that's how those little tidbits, when you look on these maps, sometimes it helps connect those places so you could actually see what they were thinking and what was going on in the story at that point in time. And the River of Ash, I don't know what that means, but that's just to say a lot of heinous shit happened in Ashai before it. But after the Doom. Well, not after the Doom, but during that first long night when the Great Empire of the Dawn became nothing more than a memory.
And just to let you guys know, I am taking some of the questions that we're not going to get the chance to answer to, and like putting it in a sticky note. So
Yes, ma'am. See, okay, see, and that is what the librarian does. Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you. I mean, well, can we get a vote chat room again on behalf of Sphinxy? Thank y'all for being here. But can you let us know though if y'all would actually like us to continue? Because we won't come out here and bore y'all. I'm saying, but if you guys have fun, I had fun.
Oh, no.
I'm sure
time.
all of you guys had fun, but we would like to know if you guys had fun too in chatting. The spoilers of War Superior. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm gonna wrap it up though.
Fun was had. You're correct, Lady D.
We've been here for 2.5 hours. Yes, indeed.
In a couple hours, yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, my ass is stuck to the seat. I have on shorts today because it's hot.
Meek's got on shorts.
The ass is stuck.
You see, she's not in the tank top. It's not as hot as usual.
Yep. Let's see if any more questions. We go up to what I got.
All right. Do we want to do the usual round table goodbye?
Yep, we'll do the roundy rounds. We'll start with Johnny. Say your good nights, bruh.
Easy. I apologize for my yearly interruptions and me obviously jokes that go far sometimes for people. I've a very vulgar sense of humor. Maybe you should change my name to the Vulgar Prince because I wear my own armor to insults that go against me. So I apologize to anybody and everybody. And if I dislike you, then nobody. Thank you for having me on, Christina. And I'm humbled to be on, and I missed you. And your red locks of fire look amazing, by the way.
Wait, hard hands. I'm doing the hard hands. These ones.
Oh, listen, I'm old. We're gonna
so dramatic and hard and complicated.
I can't. My fingers can't crip walk like that.
My kids taught me how to do it. Wait, I'm still not right. Hold on.
I only do the armored
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I only do the armored heart, man. I call this the armored heart, man. Anything else is lesser. Yeah, put a bit of armor on that. Yeah, there you go.
Y'all can't see it, but I'm doing it. So yeah, just
you're doing it, AK?
Sure.
All right, Alicia, say your goodbyes.
All right, yes, thank you for joining us. Jackie, continuing on my channel this evening, no, but tomorrow, y'all can come through for the watch along. Y'all can come through for the watch along. We'll start probably around 8:55. Hopefully, if me and the cousins can get all of our snacks and things together by that time. Otherwise, we'll start no later than like 9:05, 9:10. We'll go through, and then after, I'm thinking, at least one big thing might happen next episode, and we will have Meeks definitely, Lady D if she's watching and free, Sphinxy if she is up and she's also done with the episode. We'll bring all of the ladies on, and we'll have a quick after show. Usually don't go over a half hour to an hour on that, and then Monday we'll be back to chat about the whole thing. That will also be a spoiler chat as far as the episodes go. Future things we don't talk about, but then if Sphinxy would like to, and we get it popping next Saturday, we'll be back for another spoiler chat.
These are my spoiler hands,
and we're gonna make it do what it do. Your spoiler hands. And we'll make it do what it do. Besides this, I would encourage you, especially if you are a Walking Dead fan, hit over to the Walking Bread channel or Psycho Cat Studios. Both of them are. I've been with the Walking Bread for a while now. I've been voicing Michonne since issue 52, I think it was. Well. And yes, if you start from the beginning, Sphinx is on a couple of those issues as well. Time. Yes, indeed. And Psycho Cat, that is run by Callan, and Callan does a lot of the editing for The Walking Bread, and he's also going through the series on his end. I voice another character over there for him. So go check both of those channels out. They're great fun. And let's see, what else do we have going on Wednesday? Meeks, I think, what are we on? Episode 5 and 6 of The Boys?
Yes.
Oh, I need to get
episodes 5 and 6 of The
Y'all
Boys.
playing games.
This season of The Boys. You got to come through. You got to come through for one of them discussions. Then,
God, yeah, I watch it. Yeah, I'm on The Boys.
Okay, well, catch up. What episode are you on? Have you watched like the whole thing, or are you still watching a couple episodes?
I think I'm one episode behind, just because I went to Italy for a week and it kind of threw me off. I missed like a couple episodes because I was traveling, and then I'm still trying to like catch up.
I think you can catch up by Wednesday. We're doing.
I'm really caught up. I think I'm whatever dropped this week. That's
7.
the only one I'm missing.
Yeah, that's episode 7. So yeah, we're good.
Yeah, so
episode
that's
7.
all.
So, okay, yes. Yeah, so I will patch you in for the episode 5 and 6 discussion. Cool. When I make that, I will shoot you the link. Usual start time like 7. Anyway, time between 7:45 8 o'clock. Somewhere around that. Y'all come check us out. And y'all know Meeks is watching like all of the things. And on that note, I will pass it on to Meeks.
Okay, I finally started putting up Bridgerton. Okay, I did.
Hey,
I did.
Eventually we'll chat about it. Just not yet. We got other stuff.
So if you're a fan of Bridgerton, it's episode 2 was posted today. And I've got stuff popping up on Patreon for that if you care to see the full length. What else? My Hero Academia, still watching that.
Mm-hmm.
Still going through Avatar, having that edited. What else I doing? The Boys, House of the Dragon. Oh yeah, I gotta finish season 5 of Fringe. And then I have to pick something else. I haven't decided on the K-drama yet. There's so many good ones coming out, but I think they're coming out later at the end of the month. So I'll be doing that then. I am still playing Fallout 1, still playing Baldur's Gate 3. And yeah, that's it right now, I think.
Can I ask you to highlight your show shout out that you got this past week from Lady Bela herself?
Oh, that was like 2 weeks ago.
Either way, tell the people. They don't know.
Somebody else tagged me using a clip from me reacting to her being on the dragon and running down Crispin the Crunchin. And then she reposted that video he made of me on her stories. On her
Insta, yep.
So it's officially gone because it's in her stories, but I took a screenshot, so I'm fine.
Yes.
But that's it.
She sent that to us, I think it was like the middle of the day, and both me and B were like, yes, bitch, of course, you're famous. You didn't know?
Girl.
But when I say Meeks don't know how big she is, Meeks just don't be acting like she big out here, bruh.
No, she's pretty big. I didn't stumble across her channel intentionally.
Mm-hmm.
Insane.
Let me give you all your flowers.
I appreciate the flowers, but I definitely don't feel big. That makes sense.
That's good.
I guess compared to some other, I mean, that's just a credit to how awesome you are. You know, we don't mess with
you're
ridiculous
humble.
people.
You're very humble,
and you're awesome. You are awesome. So yeah, you get these flowers. You're gonna take these flowers and like it.
I am. That's okay. Go ahead and give me the flowers, even though I'm allergic to them. It's cool.
Well, okay. All I gotta do is show them to you, okay, and then I'll put them someplace else so they don't hurt you.
Sold.
There you go.
All right, guys, we're gonna
Lady D. Lady D.
Oh, is she still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Sis,
just quietly in the shadows.
Okay.
I had fun. Fun was had. I will try to make the after show tomorrow. I make no promises. I'll try. And thanks for doing this, Christina. It was a good time.
Thank you for coming, Lady D.
Wait,
I'm so happy to have you.
Christina, yeah.
Hold on. Lady D, are you working on a thing to come back out with some of them?
Baby.
Oh man, see, AK, that's why I can't be asking you for stuff. I asked AK for his AK so wonderfully saved a bunch of my old videos from my old channel that I destroyed, and I was looking through my notes because some stuff popped up in my head because Christina sent me down a rabbit hole earlier this week, and it wasn't my fault. And I was just like, okay, I wonder, like, I know I had videos that spoke about some of this. So now I'm like, yeah, I am going through my notes and I realize I don't have it anymore. So now I'm going to have to rewrite a whole bunch of stuff from scratch.
Do that.
But there's some stuff that's rattling around in my head.
Can I offer my banners for an intro song for you?
Do you need I'm sorry, what did you say?
Can I offer my banners to an intro song for you?
Oh, are you?
Yes.
100%.
Look, Johnny about to have us out here with a whole ass soundtrack, y'all.
Write songs for everybody. Okay, I'm
watch.
I was very open to that, Johnny. Let me know what you need from me.
I'm very open to it as well.
Yeah.
I got y'all's personality caught in a Pokeball. Are you kidding me? It's done. Once I get permission, it's done.
Look. he literally is out here. Yo, gotta catch them all. Like I did not. This man has done 2 songs for me. I didn't know he was doing those behind the scenes until he was like, "Yo, AK, I got this thing for you." I was like, "Okay, cool. What's up?" And then I heard it. I was like, "Oh." And then he came out with the very specific House of the Dragon theme. I said, "Oh, wait, sir, my brother,
like
thank you." Because I don't know if y'all have heard that beat, but the shit is fucking fire. I'm just saying the man has skills. So yes, I'm gonna give you your flowers too, young man. Absolutely.
But like people that have love for on the scene, I absolutely want to anything we have, I'll absolutely give. Doesn't matter.
And we are, yes.
It doesn't matter. I have love for Christina. She's my first crush on the fucking Game of Thrones stream. Community, real talk. She was.
Facts.
My first crush. And
anything. Did you say crush?
Yeah, 100%. And then you have Lady D. She's the first one that crushed me intelligence on a stream. I was like, fuck me. She absolutely, what she's saying is absolutely right. And so I would be more than humbled to attempt to do a song that would suit an intro to y'all's YouTube game. If that means anything.
Well, listen to how humble this man is talking about attempting it. Bro, you know you got skills. You already know you got skills. Again, you're going to take these flowers and you're going to like it. But also, Lady D, you're going to take these flowers and you're going to like it, because what she's not telling y'all is she had a great theory thread. And Sphinx seen this theory when she was first putting it out too. And what I asked her to save was when she was actually about to quit YouTube. And I was like, okay, look, wait, hold on. Before you do that though, let me download them bids and then I can give you like a special section on my channel. I never ended up doing that, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because now she's getting back into it. So she hit me up 2 days ago. It's like, hey yo, AK, do you maybe have some of them like notes and bids and things? And I said, girl, like I'm 98% sure I got that. Give me a second. Let me go search, because I was at work. I couldn't do it right away. And yeah, so I sent her all the stuff. The Grand Northern Alliance, I think is what you had called it. Yeah, also, it's an offshoot of the Grand Northern Conspiracy. The shit is fucking great. I'm telling y'all, when she drop it, y'all gonna see it's gonna blow your minds. And that's it. Again, I just want to give everybody their flowers. Sphinxy, you know, my girl, always number one. So you get all the flowers and the heart hands. I appreciate y'all.
Oh man,
I love all you guys.
I love y'all too.
Yay.
Y'all my brothers and my sister, and Meeks, you're now my new sister.
I'll take it.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened.
And that,
I'm sorry. You are my sister now.
I will take it. I will never say no. I will never say
and
no.
that was
you're related.
That was the Sappy AK segment of this month, and that is it. Now I get to go back to being a slow cold G. I'm stuck in these streets. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell no damn body. Don't tell nobody. Okay, I'm a thug in these streets.
Oh yeah! Don't forget to like the
stream.
stream.
Anything else before we leave?
Don't forget to like the stream, you guys.
Like the stream. Go and sub to Lady D. Sub to Sphinx. Sub to Johnny. Sub to Meeks, and all that jazz. Get it going.
And I need to put all the links in the description of my tongue.
Can't even say description. The fuck out. You'll be a shit maester.
And do that.
Worst maester ever.
The links will be in the description. My fat tongue was able to say that. Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
We appreciate y'all, chat room.
But
Thank you for hanging with
everybody
us.
so much. Yes, thank you for coming by. We love you. Subscribe. There'll be more chit chats coming along the way. And so,
Yes, indeed.
Good night. Peace out.
Night.
Hey, it's long night, girl.
Peace. Team Black. Always bet on Black, baby. Always bet on Black.
I don't have time.
Or red sometimes.
I'm
Team Craig on chin, man. Team Craig on chin.